towing flag stand, along with Wyatt Williams. My name is Zach Clark with RaceOnTexas.com. Austin Wilkins behind the lens as we provide a live pay-per-view broadcast here on RaceOnTexas.com for all the folks who are not able to make it out to the racetrack tonight. Our chief scorer here at the speed plant, Miss Jill Shannon, one of the very best in the business. Once again, we welcome you here to Ark-La-Tex Speedway on night 2 of the 5th annual Factory Stock 50. Should be a great one. As a customary here at the racetrack, we'd like to ask you folks to please rise so we can go to the Lord and ask him to bless this event. And then we'll have Miss Lily Urian to sing us the national anthem. Bow your heads with me, folks. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather before you this afternoon here at the Ark-La-Tex Speedway with our friends and family. Lord, firstly, we thank you for blessing us with a beautiful afternoon to spend here at the racetrack. With the racers, these crew members, and the track officials, they all attempt to put on a show. Lord, watch over us as we all travel home. Lord, we ask you to look over and bless all those serving in our United States military, serving abroad as well. And everything we pray is in your name, Lord Jesus. Everyone said, amen. Once again, tonight, singing the national anthem, Miss Lily Urian, Old Glory, will be located in the infield.
I'll say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
How about it, Ark-La-Tex Speedway? Give Lillian a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Lily. You did a fantastic. Make it, though. You thought that was funny? All right. Anyway, Cody Hall. Imagine that. I think that's Tommy Hall's son, the Hall's glass entry. But Cody Hall from Natchitoches with Burleson, Texas racer John Ricketts. We're live on RaceOnTexas.com and underway. And Ricketts got a great start from the outside front row into 1 and 2. And here comes Josh Hanna from Denison. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Off of 4, leading lap number 1, driving the TNA Kitzmiller. Number 5A is John Ricketts. Into turn number 3. The Burleson, Texas hot shoe. John Ricketts has command in this one, who has 6 wins on the 2018 season with the wing and has 1 without the wing. And the caution is going to come out early. And so John Ricketts in the Shoulders Racing to Power Burleson Loop Center DGS Motorsports TNA Kitzmiller 517 designs. Number 5R Reed takes the green. I imagine we'll get settled in here shortly. As they'll go back at it full throat off of 2, heading down the back straightaway into turn number 3 to put this one 50% into the books. Cody Hall still rides in second, stalking the tire tracks of the Burleson Texan Ricketts. And they're trying to go 3 wide there. They will, nearly. One has to smash the brakes there, and they'll drift it off into 3 and 4. Brian DeBrick back on the move after having to restart at the tail. DeBrick back up the 4th here. DeBrick gonna try to throw it in deep there to the inside of the 3rd place driver. Is it possible? Josh Hanna out of Denison, Texas just gets thrown into the hip pocket. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. The white flag is out for the final trip around the Ark-La-Tex Speedway in your first heat of the night here for the night number 2 of the 5th annual Factory Stock 50. Burleson, Texas Racer. Jump on the shoulders, race engine powered. Burleson Loop Center, DGS Motorsports, TNA Kitzmiller 517 designs by Jeff Moore. It's all John Ricketts in 5R. He'll take heat number 1 for the Lucas Oil non-wing sprint cars. And win this bad boy. From Flower Mound, Texas, the 21. How about it from Michelle Melton? Outside of Michelle Melton, it'll be Chase Parson from Abilene, Texas in 57. Isn't that her boyfriend? I'm serious, though. They're engaged. They are engaged. The folks on the final row are engaged now. How about that? Lights are out. Here we go. And we're going to go at it into 1 and 2. They went 3 wide there temporarily as we sent them off a 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Kyle Jones going to roll. Oh, and just sliding up in front. Boy, I thought he was going to get the clearance that he was looking for. Did not quite get it, but nonetheless, they were able to fit it there off of 4. And they didn't start bicycling them down the front straightaway. As long as these things are on all 4s, they'll feel pretty good. Trying to throw the slight job there on 3 and 4, and he does it. 24 throwing a nasty slider there. Ben Siliker, the Canadian, is they'll roll to the 3rd spot. Into 3 and off of 4. Kyle Jones may hit some company here in just a matter of moments. We got a battle for the race lead shaping up. I couldn't tell you from Adam right now. In fact, who that is. I was thinking it was Justin Zimmerman trying to pressure Kyle Jones for the win. And with the white flag is out, they're going to drag race to the line this time. Jones would have had it that time by. It looks like a 24 nonetheless on the tail tank. And down the back straightaway for the final time with lap traffic up ahead. They'll dive to the bottom of the lap traffic and drag race to the line of a 4. Kyle Jones going to hold him off. Can one of these drivers in this E-Main work their way to the main event tonight? We'll keep our eyes on them to see what happens. Some of the best drivers in the business are going to be spread out through all these alphabet soup qualifiers. We'll see what happens. The lights are out. We're underway as James Martin's going to take the green flag for the pole position with Philip Smith to his outside. Philip Smith and that sporty Parker Lee project. Jeff Moore, 517 Design 630 is going to take the whole shot and grab the race lead down the back straight. They're 4 wide back here for the tail. 4 wide there momentarily at the tail as they roll through 3 and off of 4. Smith with a big push that time up the racetrack. Scott Young has the 5th and final spot. Nope. Here comes the 3D Interceptor of Barry. He'll take that spot into 1. Had it there for a moment. Knighton now all over the tail tank of the 3D. Mark Simon sits 4th. Montgomery, Louisiana's Mike Lavasphere in 3rd. Martin 2nd and way out front on his lonesome with about 5 car lengths up ahead. The 630 of Philip Smith. They're 3 wide for transfer. They're 3 wide there momentarily for transfer as they send them back off into turns 1 and 2. The 3D of Cleve Empson. I'm sorry, driving Cleve Empson's 3D is John Barry. And here comes Knighton going 3 wide. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Mark Simon not scared of him. Off of 4 on the loud pedal to the back tail tank of the 68 of Martin. Going to push him down the front rail and say, get up and go, James. We got company, brother. Into 1. Missouri, Texas, and Louisiana all rising to the top here. And the yellow is out for the first time in factory stock action tonight. And unfortunately, going to the Heartbreak Hotel is going to be the 18 of Scott Young. Scott Young's night and the frustration meter, as it gives these guys all an opportunity. You can have one of the worst nights of your racing career last night, but you got a shot to redeem yourself today. As Philip Smith will look to do so off of 4. He'll put the Parker Lee Project 630 car back out in front, taking the green flag. We're back underway. Into turns 1 and 2. Smith's going to lead them. Here comes Buffalo, Missouri's Mark Simon as they head off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Here comes Fran Collins, making Franz down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Collins. Got some Phil Collins jamming in his race receiver right now on his headset because he's feeling it, and it's coming in the air tonight. Here he comes, baby. Fran Collins going to dispose of the 68 of James Martin. Oh, and nearly lost the handle. And we got the other 0 of Mike Lavisphere around, and we will likely get caution because they are not going to move. Seth Stockwell in the number 72 machine. And the 0 of Mike Lavisphere tangled together at the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Lavisphere still not able to get under his own power and drive away into the balance just to make the A main. You're going to see some fireworks. Philip Smith going to put his foot through the floorboard and get this party back started. We are back underway here from Vivian. It's tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle right now for second on back to the tail. Off a 2 down the back straightaway. Philip Smith trying to leave no doubt on the table. I'll tell you what, though, Kelly Knighton has really risen to the occasion here. Started 8th and trying to grab second. He's got second off of turn number 4. Here comes Knighton. Looking like Michael Knighton. Michael Knighton locked into the top 10 in points after last night. No relation to Kelly, and around goes the 68 of Martin. And, well, I was about to give James some props and send him out to promoter schools. He's still rolling in the number 68. He's trying to get that caution and say he never stopped. However, he'll still be charged for it. Of course, I want to thank the title sponsor of this event, the Thompson Motorsports, James Thompson, Southern Roofing, Tommy Mercer. Can't thank them enough for everything they've done contributing to this great event. Lights are out. We're going to go back green flag racing here. Bordelon Septic Systems, E-Main number 1. Look no further than my good friends Mike Parker at Bordelon Septic Systems. They'll get you taken care of. Or, of course, our friend Bubba Jones at Jones Septic. Down the back straight over the 3 wide for the transfer spot. In the 3-4. Here comes Knighton. Knighton, I tell you what, has a bad fast car here in this first E-Main of the night. Kelly Knighton driving a flawless race. And if you look through this field, this is a regular dirt track Saturday night at a lot of tracks across the Ark-La-Tex. It's a who's who. Oh, and Barry just slipped out of the groove down the back straightaway and went straight out of a transfer spot outside of the top 5 looking in as Stockwell just drove it in deep there in the 3 and 4. Made some contact with Barry, and now McCarty all over the tail tank of the 3D. Hard to get my eye off that battle. There's still 3 wide there off of 2. Something's about to give. Oh, and there it is, giving right there in 3 and off of 4. 39 Zia Knighton got loose right up in front as a 0 of Collins made contact with Mark Simon. And Collins just threw it right up in front of the nose of the 27, and he gave him a little shot in the shorts. He says, "Get out of here." Frank Collins trying to get out of here indeed. He'll slam it back to the inside of the 23 of Simon, and I say slam. Well, as Miss Doubtfire says, sometimes you got to give your back a little slight slam every now and then. Collins' legs knocked to slam in that time. Mark Simon says, get out of here. Now the back straightaway, and we got one up and heavy. Oh, and flames and smoke. Look like cracked and stacked. With the driver out of Greenville, Texas, the 630 of Philip Smith. With the race lead in this first E-Main of the night. Kelly Knighton, Mark Simon from Buffalo, Missouri, Fran Collins, Casey Lyles, your top 5. The lights are out. We are back underway here at Ark-La-Tex. Into 1. Simon all over the tilt tank. TJ McCarty has trouble. He'll go to the infield. No harm, no foul. We'll stay green flag racing. Into 3. The 27 of Lyles gives a shot in the shorts of the 23 of Mark Simon there for 3rd. Collins to the inside of the 23 of Simon as they roll off a 4. Down the front boulevard we go. Mark Simon putting the heat back on for 2nd. Kelly Knighton holding back the challenge right now. Continues to hold on to the bridesmaids on it. They'll set his sights for the race lead. Here comes Knighton. Knighton going to try to pull to the tail tank of the 630 for the race lead. A big push. Here comes Knighton going to take over the top spot off of 4. And Philip Smith battles back. Wow. Would have been a dead heat that time at the line. I couldn't call it. I couldn't call it. And they're going to go 3 off as they head down the back straight. Here comes Mark Simon. Simon says it's time to dice it up. Here comes Collins. Oh, my. Collins going to drive it in deep to the inside of the 630, and we got a dandy brewing here in an E-main. 2 laps to go. Simon going to fit it there to the outside, and they go 3 wide for second now. 3 wide. Momentarily in the 27, and Casey Lyle's going to get out of shapes there just a little bit. Here comes Jason Gaines. Gaines going to throw his hat into the ring now on the 27 double X. It's heating up here at Ark-La-Tex. Look at this. Oh, wow. Collins and Smith contact as Collins just ran through the 630 of Philip Smith. Holy smokes, race fans. Into 1 and off the 2 down the back straightaway for the final time. They're 3 wide back here. Look at this. Uh-oh, that ain't going to end well. And Lyle's off the back straightaway. Look out. Oh, my. Off of 4. Drag racing to the line. Your winner going to be Kelly Knighton in 39. Wow. Wow. What part of it is the name of the game. On the pole, it'll be Rodney Howell out of Pineville, Louisiana, alongside B.J. Cook in 43J. Sean Graham, the Triple X Rocket in an E-main. I'm surprised he's there. Outside the 4 of Tyler Young. Robert Graham Jr. in the 22. Jason Gore in 721. Cole Burleson, the Bandit in 22, alongside Dominic Flores. A lot of great shoes in this one. Randy Cox, a 17-year-old in 45R. The 22 dub of Cody White in the Camus Electric entry out of Keithville. Logan Griffin in the 17. Brian Prim in 26. Lone Star's opening night winner. Heath Wilson, Steak Sauce in the 2T. Tracy Corp, CJ Howell, Aaron Allen, Justin Holt. Holt did not make it back tonight after the unfortunate set of circumstances last night. As we head down the back straightaway, full song in the 3. It's Howell out front with the race lead. Rodney Howell. Quite a few wins in his career. Has them in Chatham. Has wins at the old Forest Hill Raceway. Has them at Sabine Norton Speedway, Leesville 171 Speedway, and Thunder Valley. Now known as Sammy G. Nolan. I'm not even sure. I'll just call it Thunder Valley. 3. The Seegers Roofing number 22. Racing hard here. 3 wide with Triple X rocking the trouble. Sean Graham right there around the hub. Graham trying to fend off those comers with the 43J flank to that outside. As he had the Triple X flank to his inside and the 43J of Cook to his outside. Robert Graham holding him off, though, holding on to second. And here comes the 17-year-old youngster. Randy Cox. 1 spot out of the show looking in right now. Sits in 6th in the 1 and 2. Been really enjoying watching this youngster push the progression the last few weeks as here comes Sean Graham with a big screaming run to the inside of the 43J. Gonna put the heat on B.J. Cook. Cook pushes way up the racetrack that time, but he's still on the throttle. But Sean Graham's gonna go by and go to the 3rd spot. Here comes Gore. Jason Gore into the mix, and the caution's gonna wave on the racetrack for the Bandit Cole Burleson. With it, you gotta commend him for that effort. Right now, it's all Pineville, Louisiana's Rodney Howell out front. Sean Graham trying to pick up some steam here. The lights are out. We're back underway in contact there. As Robert Graham made a little contact there with the left rear quarter panel of the 3. It's heating up into 1 and 2. As they go 3 wide here for the transfer spot. The 45R, how about that for the orange lettered blue number 45R, the 17-year-old Randy Cox, the newcomer. He's showing them what he's got right now. Said, yeah, maybe in an E-main, but I'm racing door-to-door with the former Dustin Duncan Memorial winner, Jason Gore. 4 weeks ago, Cox finished 4th in a heat at Boot Hill. The following week, he finished 3rd. The next week, he finished 2nd and held off 36J Justin Whitehead to do it. And it was a major feather in his cap. And he goes 3 wide for transfer there at the hub of the racetrack with Cook on the outside. The 21 of Gore there was the meat in the bun. We'll go back off into 1 and 2. I'm telling you, the battle for transfer is outstanding, and the battle back here, or up here for the top 3 spots is outstanding as well. As right now, this time by, it'll be 6 laps to go in this 15-lap affair. The top 5 go to the D main event. Down the boulevard, they go back into 1. Sean Graham trying to let that WCH Power by Jamie Wells sing a song down the back straightaway off the 2 as he heads into turn number 3. Graham's got it working well now. Here comes trouble. The Hitman Designs owner out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Won the 2nd race of the season here in Vivian. Actually, the 1st race of the season. Scotty Case won the 2nd race out. The Pelican, that was the last event here. This is the 3rd overall event of the 2018 season here at Gene Borders Ark-La-Tex Speedway. As this race, of course, was rescheduled. It was originally scheduled to be at the Timberline Speedway, where this factory stock 50 event has been held for the first 4 years of its running. Due to Billy White's circumstances to resurface the speed plant, moved it here, and we're glad to be here. Cox holds on right now to the 5th and final transfer spot to dispose the B.J. Cook. And he is running away from the 43J, setting his sights back on Gore, who runs 4th. Right in front of Gore is the 22 car. Sitting in 3rd is Robert Graham of the Sears Roofing entry, the Marshall Texan. Shreveport Sean Graham still hunting on the Pineville racer, Rodney Howell, and one right around in front of him. Oh, boy. That was close. Caution has no choice but to come out. Hope you're enjoying yourself to this point, race fans. It's going to get better and better as the night goes. We got great racing for transfer. The top 5, once again, folks, transfer to the D main. The lights are out. Here we go. They're going to flank the outside door panel of the 3 to the in and outs. Here comes the 17-year-old Randy Cox. Every time I announce his name, I have to make sure you guys remember that he's 17. He washes up the racetrack there off the exit of 2 after he got around Gore. How about that? I mean, how about this? He has no idea who he's racing door-to-door with right now. The likes of Jason Gore, oh boy, and Griffin. Brian Prim got smoked there, and the 17 is dropping fluid all over the racetrack, and we have to throw a caution. And Seekers Roofing, number 22 car, the Laser Chassis number 3 of Pineville, Louisiana's Rodney Howell. Got stalked there by the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. Jason Gore, how about the 17-year-old Randy Cox? Just got slid right up in front of the nose of him. Oh, Randy Cox got turned nearly by the Norman, Arkansas racer Tyler Young, and everybody else got bottled up behind him. Unfortunately, Cox had, and he broke a rear end by it. That's unfortunate. He'll have an opportunity now to root on his brother-in-law. Unfortunate for Dominic Flores. And it'll be 3 laps to go on a single file restart this time. So a few new players into the mix now. Some good cars been taken out. We'll see if Cole Burleson, with that left front leaning out, we'll see if this youngster can work his way and try to go to a D main. Burleson's going to drive it to the inside of the 4 car and try to take 5th. The top 5 to the main event. Here comes that youngster. I told you about him a little bit earlier, the Hooks Texas racer. Says he has some old wing panel, or some old wings of Gary Rice from back in the 80s and 90s just hanging around his shop. I said, man, I'd love to come and see that nostalgia. They're rolling off of 4, though. Burleson's running out of time. He's going to have to go, and he's got to go now because that car is really starting to step out from underneath him. And obviously so. That front end suspension is all out of cattywampus, or it's cattywampus, if you will. The final time in the 3 and 4, the checker flag going to be waving by Lil Easy 1. Wyatt Williams up the top, high over the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. The 22 takes the win of Robert Graham, followed by Shreveport's Trouble Sean Graham in 2nd. 3rd, we'll go to the 3 of Rodney Howell. 4th. Club 20 suspension owner out of Kirby, Arkansas, and last year's Factory Stock 50 champion at Timberline. The reigning Factory Stock 50 winner has the race lead in the 1 and 2 at 3-wheel. Neil Kemp out of Kirby, Arkansas, followed by DeBerry, Texas, race of the 101A of Greg Atwood. 3rd from Alexandria, Louisiana. Have a hard time calling him Big Sexy just because Glenn Lindsay, the People's Dirt Track champion, they don't like that too much. He's the original Big Sexy, if you will. But the future offensive lineman for Louisiana College, holding on to the 3rd spot, holding back. I believe that's Tracy Baker there in the 22. In fact, Tracy Baker, as Randy, smooth as buttery, into 1, holding on to that 4th spot as Baker back on the 5th and final transfer spot. Here comes Brandon Puryear. Brandon races about once here per year, and a slide job there for 3. How about that? Sliding right up in front of the nose of the 7 of Smith. He's up to the challenge, though. He'll smash the throttle back to the inside. And the TNT Auto Parts. Henry's Motorsports, number 7. Smith will have to fade back to 4th, though. He'll get some pressure now down the back straightaway by the Outlaw chassis, number 22 of Tracy Baker. Baker gives him a little shot in the shorts there, lets you know he's there. Here comes the 17-year-old Mason Brown. Mason Brown of New Austin, Texas, racing door-to-door there with the Nashville racer Brandon Puryear. Puryear, the former runner-up here at the Cajun Classic. Boy, I tell you, we got an absolute logjam back here for transfer. A good old show me what you got dirt track Saturday night here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight. As Atwood holds back Buttery there for the 2nd spot. Buttery continues to hold on the 3rd in the 1 and 2. Baker's 4th. And the battle for 5th. It's heating up. They're door-to-door for the 5th and final transfer spot. Cortland Smith holds on to it right now for the time being. The youngster. A pair of youngsters right here battling for transfer. Mason Brown, the racing for Aiden. Sid's Awareness. Digital Effects. Wrap number 88B is going to know. Nope, not that time of the line. And here comes JP3. John Parker the 3rd. Feature winner at Chatham Raceway. And a feature winner at Sabine Motor Speedway in Emmanuel, Louisiana this season. John Parker the 3rd, the 16-year-old. How about that? 2 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old battling it out for transfer. And then the 27-year-old right there behind him. The 88B of Puryear. Down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. Battle for seconds heating up. Nonetheless, though, the battle and the eyes all on that 5th and final transfer spot. Hats go off to Mason Brown for the great race that he is driving to this point. As tick-tock goes the race clock. The center of the hourglass is starting to fade away for these competitors behind Brown. Cortland's going to have to go, and he's going to have to go now. Mason Brown from outside of row number 5 from 10th to 5th. Puryear getting the door slammed shut right in front of his face once again. If you do not get inside of the top 5, well, unfortunately, we'll have to watch you throw it on the trailer, and we'll see you later on another dirt track Saturday night. But if you do get in that top 5, you have a living and a fighting chance to fight another day to race out of a D to a C, and then from a B to the A. But if you can do it, it'll be $1,000 in the bank down the front straightaway. Next time by, it'll be 2 laps to go. The next time by is your leader, Neil Kemp in the number 20, Club 20 suspension entry. Neil has started supplying a lot of the dig for a lot of these factory stock competitors all over the Ark-La-Tex. There for quite some time. It was Karen Crow's Kevin DuPont. DuPont Racing Shocks has really taken over. And, of course, he still has a lot of business around here. A white flag will come out. But this fella here from Kirby, Arkansas, the reigning Factory Stock 50 winner, Neil Kemp, has done a fantastic job and has a nice clientele all over the Ark-La-Tex. And he's really pointed a lot of racers in the right direction and given them some dig. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Once again, the reigning Factory Stock 50 champion as he made a final turn, final lap pass last season to win for $5,000. Neil Kent wins E-Main number 3, followed by the D-Berry Texan Greg Atwood the 2nd. Randy Buttery will finish 3rd, followed by Tracy Baker 4th. And your top 5 going to the D-Main and leaving E-Main race fans. The top 5 transfer to D-Main number 2. Lights are out. Aaron Green from Texarkana smashes the throttle. We're underway. Underway out front, Bossier City Outlaw Cody Myers. Oh, and around goes Logan Elwood, the Marshall Texan, right in front of the field. And the caution's going to wave. RaceOnTexas.com. As Cody Myers, the Bossier City Outlaw, has the race lead over Lishman. And Aaron Green. Abernathy and Vandiver, your top 5. We're back on the way. Here comes Chris Shaw. Tough break for Chris Shaw, who is really flirting with the top 5 run there to transfer on to one of the D mains. We continue on down the back straightaway. Out front, the battle for third is heating up in the turn number 3. The 20 of Vandiver trying to the inside of Lishman out of Texarkana. The 5th and final transferee right now is Mount Ada, Arkansas's Bad Chad Abernathy. And an Outlaw Chassis ABC Ready Mix Bun racing to power number 4. So how about that, folks? That right there shows we don't play. We didn't make one full lap, and the caution light is back out. We are ready to throw them back green flag racing. Cody Myers going to get back on the lap pedal. We're backing away from Ark-La-Tex. Live on RaceOnTexas.com. Down the front straight with a 55 of Myers going to lead them into one by a couple of car lengths. The 87 of the youngster Aaron Green from Texarkana going to send it full song off of 2 and set his sights on the rear deck lid of the 20-year-old Cody Myers, who has the race lead. The 5 of Lishman stalks his tire tracks there through 3 and off of 4. Vandevert back to the inside. The 5th and final transferee right now is the 4 of Abernathy. Here comes Tiffany Welch. How about Tiffany Welch trying to put the heat on Byron Fletcher there? She sits back in the 7th spot, trying on 6th. Only the top 5 go, though. If you want to go, you got to go, and you got to go now. In the 3, off of 4. The 55 of Myers out of Bossier City, and around goes Elwood once again, spinning around like a top. Wow, that was close. Josh Greenwald just got through that unscathed as Kirby sliding to the racetrack. And we'll stay green. We'll stay green, and Elwood is hauling tail to the pit area. Backwards. In the 1. I tell you what, Tiffany Welch is driving a flawless race back here for transfer. Or I'm sorry, outside of transfer. She's just a little bit of a break. I tell you, Tiffany's really driving a flawless race right now. Chris Shaw, her teammate, if you will, giving a little shot in the shorts there to the 7 of Fletcher. Tiffany would love to see a caution right now, so have a chance to go to the D main if maybe she could get a caution and try to challenge the 4 of Abernathy or the 20 of Vandiver. As I always say, TikTok goes the race clock. Oh, and Welch is under smoke right now. Surely she's not just about to pop or the power plant's not about to pop the weasel, is it? Tiffany's driving that thing so hard tonight, she's got the tongue hanging out of it. Tell you, has have to go off. I give her props. Tiffany's driving a flawless race right now and is even hunting these guys down. And unfortunately, they just end up 1 spot short and not have a chance. Lights are... We continue on down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Myers trying to work through the lap traffic. The 2K of Kirby's left front is leaned out. And the 55 of Myers just going to try to get through there unscathed, and he does. The 87 in hot pursuit. About 3 car lengths down the back straightaway separates the 55 and 87 of Myers in green. Final time through 3 and off of 4. A face full of checkered flag from Bossier City, Louisiana, an Outlaw. The TRC chassis number 55 of Cody Myers takes the dub in E-main number 4. Followed by the 87 of Aaron Green. Grabbing the 3rd spot will be the 5 of Lishman from Texarkana, Mackenzie Vandiver. And rounding out and taking the top 5 to the D-main, Parksville Federal Credit Union Victory Lane. So Wright's Towing, heat number 1, going to feature Wendy McCarty on the front row in C12 with Morgan Powell, the young lady out of Texarkana in the 21M, a brand new car for her. And it looked like it did not get up and go. Black Cat Chris Franks has the race lead down the back straightaway in the Harley Grace Motorsports 1HC. Hannah Jordan in the 5J. The 007 is Dustin Yod. Casey Cook, the 76X, and Michael King Jr. trying to go back-to-back and get $1,400 total dollars for his efforts. Matter of fact, King Jr. The 17-year-old King Jr. brought $750 back to El Dorado, Arkansas last night as he tries to grab third in the 3 and 4, and he noses ahead to third for just a moment. Oh, that was close. Dustin Yount crashed right back down the racetrack as Michael King Jr. smooth the night as he was here last night, holding back the charge from the guy who's out front right now in Black Cat Chris Franks. Franks ran him down and made a race of it late in the going, but wasn't able to muster up enough momentum to make a charge and pass the 14 JR, who now rides in the second spot. It was the second win of the youngster, the 17-year-old's career out of El Dorado, Arkansas. His first one came at Diamond Park Speedway back on April the 20th in Nashville. Presented by Henry's Motorsports. On the pole to be the 14 of Justin Lishman from Texarkana. Outside the 91X of Odie Futrell. Inside of 2 is Luke Wheat in 32L. Outside Stephen Harris is in the 6. Trent Crabtree in the 3 alongside Barron Prince in 17. And Chris McKnight, the former factory stock driver, in 12M. And the caution's out early in this one as the 17 of Barron Prince is facing working right now, but he's not missing a lap as he's watching the factory stock 50 on his smartphone on a job site right now. Hated to miss the race, he said, but needed some redemption after Timberline. Re-racked stacked restart for heat race number 2 for the 4 cylinders with Justin Lishman and Odie Futrell on the front row. Lights are out. 6 laps the distance for the 4 cylinders. Of course, for many years around the Ark-La-Tex, the rear-wheel drive mini stock class was a very popular class. They go 3 wide there for second through 3 and 4. Luke Wheat going to get the best of that battle right now. Stephen Harris way up top, and they make a little bit of contact off of 4. A little bump and a little rub never hurt nobody. As the 17 is limping down the front straightaway, and well, we'd love for him not to take a stop here, but he is. So re-racked and stacked, ready to turn them back loose to play a little bit more with 1 lap scored, 5 to go, and 4-cylinder heat race number 2 of the night, presented by Henry's Motorsports. So I thank Darty Smith and everything he does, contributing to the great sport of dirt track racing. They're trying to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Look out, splitting the gap in the middle. Stephen Harris, 12M of Chris McKnight around the hub of the racetrack, battling hard. Oh, they make contact, and wow. 2 cars got up on 2 wheels at one point. That could have been nasty. Whew. That thing went bicycling through the corners. Proud sponsor of the factory stock 50 in some fashion. 2 laps to go. Or I'm sorry, 4 laps to go. 2 laps are scored with 4 cars left on the racetrack. McKnight got a good restart there to the inside of the 32 of Luke Wheat for second. Out front, all in his lonesome, though, the 14 of Justin Lishman has been in command of this one since the drop of the initial green flag. Luke Wheat gets a good run to the outside of the 12M of Chris McKnight with the trunk flying up in the airs. And McKnight going to crowd Wheat there into 1 and 2 and take sole possession of second now down the back straightaway. Next time by, it'll be 2 laps to go. White flag this time by the final trip around the Ark-La-Tex Speedway, 4-cylinder heat race number 2. Once again presented by Henry's Motorsports. Down in Alexandria, Louisiana. Final trip through 3 and 4 at a Texarkana. Driving the number 14J, rolling off a 4 to a face full of checkered flag. Justin Lishman wins 4-cylinder heat race number 2, followed by Chris McKnight in the 12M and the 32 of Luke Wheat. With Louisiana. Inside of 2, it'll be Aubrey Parker in the deuce. Outside of the 82 is Chris Perkins. Inside of 3, Adrian Kennington in the 6K. Outside is the 4 of Danny Rambo. Clay Atwood from DeBerry, Texas, last night's third place finisher. The lights are out. We're underway in your third and final 4-cylinder heat of the night here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. Junior Brewer going to have the pole position of this one as he sends them into 3 and 4 at a snail's pace. Marshall, Texas youngster, the 17-year-old Tyler Moore to his outside. The lights are out. We are back underway. Off of 4, leading lap 1, going to the Marshall, Texas of Tyler Moore in the 3. A door-to-door battle here for second with Chris Perkins in the 2 of Parker. Parker going to drive it deep there to the top side of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. Finds a bite down the back straightaway, take over the second spot. Parker now holds on to second with Perkins riding in third. BC of Brewer back and forth. Fifth is Kennington in the 6K. As they roll off of 4 down the front straightaway here in Vivian tonight. 4-cylinder heat race number 3, the third and final 4-cylinder heat of the night. Trying to make another race of it here for second. Parker slipped up a little bit, opened the door for Perkins. Perkins can't do anything just yet. This time by, it'll be 2 laps to go. Two to go for the Marshall, Texas youngster. The 17-year-old Tyler scored his first win last season at Boot Hill in his first ever start. Pretty thrilling fashion to get your first win and your first start as well. He didn't know what to do with his hands in victory lane. As he'll pilot the number 3 machine into 1 and 2 for the final time. Parker walked hard by the 82 of Perkins. And that Sunfire from Saturn. In the 3 and 4 for the final time. He rides at a Marshall, Texas heat race number 3 winner tonight, presented by TK Outlaws. It goes to Tyler Moore in 3. Aubrey Parker holds off for second in the 2. Chris Perkins will grab third in the 82. So Chris Perkins will transfer, go to the main. Actually, all cars go to the main event tonight, Austin Wilkins. Aubrey Parker grabs second. K. Dillard, the thriller out of Robeline, Louisiana, driving the Shane and Shelley Sprinkle Motorsports, SNS Fishing and Rentals, Joel's Auto Sales, Nickel Stores, number 97. Lindsey Promise from Little Rock, Arkansas, and F27. The lights are out. We are underway from Ark-La-Tex. You know the mods are about to put on a show. Here we go. Dillard's going to start from the tail. We'll see what the 97 of the thriller can do. And they go 3 wide here in front of him in the 97. And he tried to split the gap. He thought about it. He thought better of it, though. Into turn number 3. Trying to go 3 wide here at the tail. That's the best battle there all over this racetrack right now off of 4. Oh! Down the front straightaway. Oh, and Dillard just broke the right front. Ran up in the business of the 7JR. So up break for the thriller, K. Dillard. He'll be done here in the heat race as Chad Huell slammed the door shut on him down on the front straightaway, and Dillard broke the right front. I was talking about Kate a lot at the start of that race because you knew he was going to blaze a trail to the front, but man, he had every single door slammed right in front of him on that deal. As Sarton now, race fans, has the race lead. The Terrell, Texas racer, driving the Bills built number 47. Third last night, I believe, at RPM Speedway. Down the front straightaway in the 1, the reigning RPM Speedway USRA champion over in Crandall. has the top spot in hand. His first trip ever here to the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. Or I think it maybe actually be his second start. Johnny Powers, though, who's had a lot of confidence and some momentum on his behalf. The Henderson, Texas racer driving the Soapy King Genuine RV. Number 6 is an MB custom chassis built by Jimmy and Chris Mars out of Menominee, Wisconsin. Had Chris Hennigan drive one of his cars. It looks awfully like this one at Timberline. They had a strong run over there. Let's kick off the season. As in the 3 and 4. I tell you what, Mosley is really reeled in the 47 of Sarton. The white flag is out. We may get a photo finish as they are closing in quick. Into 1. The 47 gonna lead the herd. Here comes Mosley. The Little Rock, Arkansas, Tracy Clay's I-30 Speedway regular as they go at it 3 and 4. Side by side through 3 and off of turn number 4. Got a little tongue tied off of 4. Mosley gonna steal it on the final lap. What a race. Mosley gonna take it and put that one in the bank. How about that race? 21D of Casey Fowler. Inside of 2, it's the 17-year-old Ty Clampett. In the 10, outside's Brandon Ball. The innovative chassis B17, Jason Sarton. In the 17, John Gaddis. In the Big Texas Auto Parts Transmissions Unlimited number 7, Zane Farrell from Hermitage, Arkansas. In the 24Z MB Custom and Racing, Jason Ingles. 3 wide for the race lead down the back straightaway. The 17-year-old Ty Clampett. And that GRT chassis built by Joe Garrison. Off of 4, will have the race lead at the line over the B17 of the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball. Brandon Ball and that brand new innovative chassis built by Chris Brown and Stephen Whitaker Jr. down in Corpus Christi. Of course, Chris Brown's shock supplying the dig underneath that brand new innovative, the first of its kind here in the Ark-La-Tex. There's a few more orders being placed for them. But Lockie in the 14 as well as the B17 are in their limited modifies, just strapped on those KK704 American racers. You'd probably be pretty surprised at how quick these limited modifieds are. As you can see right now, Lockie's hanging with his chassis builder, Jason Ingles, who is in his full-blown IRP chassis open wheel modified tonight. Ingles started off the season hot, winning at Lone Star, won at Boot Hill, got 3 consecutive victories to open up the season between those 2 racetracks. As Jason Ingles living up to his moniker, and he's racing, but really just slid up the top there at the top of the side of 3 and 4. Nearly opened up the door once again as here comes the 7 of Gaddis, the second generation racer, the son of Kenny Gaddis. It's Sean Gaddis. You think back to the very first time he sat behind the wheel of a limited modified and see where he is at now in his young racing career. Young man's nothing less than impressive, and I certainly enjoy watching him push the progression as well. Into 3, this kid here. Chris Hennigan said that he sees a lot in himself in this young kid. I can see a lot in it too. He's executing right now in what I call the what a lot of us now call the Chris Hennigan line. He is executing, rolling that Hennigan line and making it look good and making it look well. And I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody just roll it as good as he's doing it right now. Of course, this is one of Chris Hennigan's old GRT racing chassis. Of course, Chris Hennigan won a USMTS race here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway, his first one ever in his career. And the GRT, and also one later in a Skyrocket. Off of 4, jumping the GRT chassis number 10. Ty Clampett, the kid, the 2016 RaceOnTexas.com Ark-La-Tex Region Breakout Driver of the Year. How about that? For the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball holds off a strong charge from his chassis builder, Jake's driving Brian Mubrin's Outlaw chassis, best engine powered entry for it's Bobby Jordan tonight. Inside of 2, Province Hall, Louisiana's Bubba Jones, the former Sabine Motor Speedway track champ. Jamie Shirley in the 1S. Inside of 3 is Jason Crow in 27, the Arkansas racer. Oh boy, that did not work. That is not going to work. Look out, guys. Oh, we have a Walmart in the Target parking lot. Underway in D-Main number 1 here for the factory stocks at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. And the top 10 will transfer to one of the D-Mains. The top 10 will go to the C-Main, the first C-Main. It'll be pretty hard to keep track of that top 10 the entirety of this one, but we'll try to keep our eyes on it the best that we can. Obviously, the higher up you finish in these races, going to be the higher you start in one of those C mains. But right now, all eyes will be back here towards the tail from 7th to about 13th or 14th. You got Kyle Cummings there in the 100. Right in front of him, or right behind him, the 27 of Crow, the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham, the 4 of Abernathy. Abernathy allowed the car to sidestep out from underneath him there just a little bit. The 22 of Graham, who won that previous E-main. The 0 of Frank Collins throwing it deep there as well. Sean Graham just lost wholesale spots. So right now, back around the 0 of Frank Collins and the 630 of the Parker Lee Project entry of Philip Smith. They're around the 10th and final transfer spot. Oh, and Philip Smith just lost it right there in the 10th and final spot and got smoked. Oh my. Rodney Howell in that Laser Racing chassis. I'm sorry, that's John Barry in the 3D, but on Septic, Mike Parker, Pro One Transmissions, Tim Frost, Hadaway Towing, Phil Hadaway, RaceOnTexas.com, Chris David. As the lights are going to go out, we'll tell you a little bit more about all the great folks that helped out the factory stock 50 year in 2018 off of 4. Kind of a wild restart back there in that second row. I believe that's Shirley and Sean Graham. Just got knocked cattywampus there off the exit of 2, and he lost some wholesale spots as well. They're trying to go 3 wide. They did momentarily. As they roll off of 4. Oh, wow. Abernathy just absolutely got smoked there in 3 and 4, and that car is built like an oak tree because it did not even shake. As the bonsai move for the lights are back out. It's all Bubba Jones out of Provincetown, Louisiana, driving the Jones Septic Systems Express Chassis House car built by Shane Aberry, who has the race lead off of turn number 4. Ooh, not a good restart by Bubba. He got a little out of sorts there on the restart. And he's trying to steer that bad boy around the Ark-La-Tex Speedway right now. Bubba Jones first started Ark-La-Tex Speedway in the 2018 season. He has 5 career wins here at this racetrack since he won here for the first time back in 2014. Down the front straightaway. Into 1 and off of 2. Jones out of Provençal still has the race lead. He's got a Best India power plant underneath the hood built by Chuck Priestley. Shane Aber built this Express Chassis house car for him 2 seasons ago after driving for Justin Whitehead's Outlaw Chassis for 3 seasons. He had a lot of wins down at Sabine, Leesville, as well as up here in Vivian, and also scored a win at Boot Hill. As they head off of 2 and down the back straightaway, here comes Bobby Jordan. Bobby Jordan looking like Michael Jordan. He's digging around the hub of the racetrack. And the 21 says, I got sneakers too. Down the front straightaway, the 36 giving H-E-double-L to the 21 driver out of Provençal. Here comes Yount. He'll fire. He'll have to check the throttle though. Dustin Yount's got the Golden Gun 007 ready to fire. Sean Graham just threw a slider on the 22 of another Graham. The pair of Grahams. And they're no crackers. Whatever that means. The 1. The battle for the 10th and final transfer spot right now is heating all the way up. The 0 of Collins and the 3D are door-to-door for it, but we have great racing right here through the top 9. Yep, that is the battle for it right there. The 10th and final spot, they're door-to-door. The 0 of Collins, the 3D of Barry. And all the while, Sean Graham is heating up around the hub of the racetrack and putting the heat onto the inside of the 4. Oh, and he made contact. He tried to get on the binders, though, and whoa it up. And he did. Still made contact with the 4. You're going to see a lot of that, a little bumping, a little rubbing here in the waning laps of these. But knowing you're inside of a transfer spot, you don't really want to push the issue too hard. Knock yourself out of at least transferring on to one of those C's. I'm telling you, it is tighter than the top string on the Texas Fiddle right now. These guys are busier than a sailboat crew in a tidal wave right now. Into 1. Now you can throw a blanket over this hornet's nest. It's 1st through 8th right now. 7 cars in that gang of cars. Kyle Cummings about 3 car lengths behind, sitting at 8. The 3D Interceptor of John Barry still holds on to the 10th and final transfer spot. Oh, and around goes the 27 of Jason Crow. Crow will have to try to get it, and the caution's going to come out. backing away here from Ark-La-Tex. Heading off a 2, down the back straightaway. They are going at it for the final transfer spot. Sean Graham wants a win, though. Only one of these cars is not going. 1.5 laps to go when they meet the midpoint of the back straightaway. Sorry, there's 2 cars not going. Right now in the 10th and final spot by a half of a nose is the 3 of Pineville, Louisiana's Rodney Howell. Oh, and a slight job thrown on him by the 3D. This should get interesting. Final lap into 1, folks. We'll see what Howell has in store. The 3D has the final transfer spot right now. That's where the eyes are. 3, 6, 9, yep. The 10th and final spot. Still the 3D Interceptor in the 3 and 4. We'll see what Howell elects to do here. They drag race off of 4, folks. Barry to the line, and the 3 crosses him up, and he easily takes it. Side flying Ryan Powers in the R12. Maybe you have some folks watching back live on Race on Texas as well. The 00 is James Shirley. Jonathan Maxwell from Spring Hill, Louisiana, the 13. Caston Parker in 93. Neil Kemp. Oh, Jonathan Maxwell got sideways on the start and got smoked there by Neil Kemp, who had nowhere to go. As they're going to go 3 wide here for the race lead down the back straightaway. I'm telling you, this racetrack is money right now. If it can stay like this for the main event later on, we'll be sitting pretty. They're 4 wide there through 3 and 4. They're 3 wide for the lead, and they're 4 wide back here. And you could have fit 2 more cars and go 6 wide if you wanted. Into 1. I'm telling you, business is picking up here in Vivian, Louisiana tonight. You need 2 or 3 sets of eyeballs all over this racetrack to just talk about all the great different battles that are going all over this speed plant right now. Unbelievable. Look at this. They're 3 wide back to the transfer spot here. I mean, that is an absolute hornet's nest. You got Myers around the hub of the racetrack there. Chad Roebuck up top. And Ryan Powers in the middle of that battle as well in the 1. Sorry about the break in the racing action there, folks, as the action has not stopped on the racetrack. Just stopped the announcing of it there for just a few moments, not by choice, as we got a battle for the top spot heating up. The pair of racers who've raced with each other quite a few times over the last year or so. Off of 4, here comes Highlands, Texas racer Jacob Wilburn for the race lead. Into 1. The 27 of Dalton Faulkner going to turn back the challenge for right now. How about this battle back here as they go 3 wide forward, off of 2. 3 wide for third, down the back straightaway. Morris, the 55 of Myers. And the 38 of Mighty Mike Wells. Oh, Randy Butter just drove it deep, and we nearly had one come around. It's flying Ryan Powers. Powers and Buttery making contact there. And Ellender now leaning to the inside of Powers. Down the back straightaway. Off of 2, and we got one around. It's Chad Roebuck. Will he get it refired? Yes. We'll stay green, and with a battle for the race leads heating up, they're door-to-door for it. The battle for the 10th and final transfer spot. They are door-to-door, neck and neck at the line that time. I'm telling you, folks, there are so many great battles all over this racetrack right now. We do not have enough eyeballs or enough cameras to show you how great this racing is. But right now, it's Spring Hill, Louisiana's number 13 of Jonathan Maxwell, who's rolling to the center point of 3 and 4 with Neil Kemp, who's sending it up top. Only right now, folks, the top 10 will transfer to the second C main in the battle for the 10th and final transfer spots between the 22 of Baker, the 13 of Spring Hill's Jonathan Maxwell, and the 20 of Neil Kemp from Kirby, Arkansas. Yep. So the 10th and final transfer spot with 2 laps to go. Who's it going to be? The 22 of Baker noses ahead of the 13 of Maxwell that time. Into 1. Baker now to the back corner to the 50 of Ellender. Ellender better go, and he's got to go now. Here comes Jonathan Maxwell down the back straightaway. So Maxwell has the 10th and final spot, I believe. 1, 2. Nope. Baker has it. Maxwell's trying to get it back. Drag racing to the line, though, for a photo finish. Who's it going to be? 27 of Faulkner's going to win it. Who's going to get the 10th and final transfer spot? Drag racing off of 3 and 4. To the line. I can't call it. 2, 3. Josh Hanna from Denton, Texas. He's in the 82. Outside, it'll be Christian Moore from Tyler, Texas in the 6. Chase Parson from Abilene, Texas in 57. Thomas Johnson from DeRitter. David Jones from Rockwall. Chris Clark from Fairview, Texas. Cody Hall, Sam Stockton, the lights are out, and we'll see if they like that start. Into 1 for the first time here tonight. Kyle Jones going to let the big dog eat up top. And they're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway for the race lead. Here comes Zimmerman. Zimmerman came out of nowhere. The 1 goes to the top spot here off of 4 to the top spot. So the caution is going to come out early here in your Lucas Oil Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car main event. As Paul White started on the pole position, there's a pair of ones. Have a happy birthday to Joshua Funderburg's son, Hunter. Happy 3rd birthday to Hunter. Turns 3 on Tuesday. Oh, wow, they're going back green. Off of 4 down the front straight. We're back underway with Justin Zimmerman out front, the Athens Texan, and Paul White. The pair of ones up 1 and 2. He'll grab the push, smash the throw. Here comes Paul White. Paul White's found it now. Wow, look at that diamond off the corner for the 1. And the caution's going to come out. Kyle Jones, wow, he got a big run off of the top side of turn. Lights are out. We're going to send him back off of 4 with Zimmerman out front with the race lead. He got a great restart over the 1 of Paul White. Paul White going to send it back up top with Jones to the inside there. 3 wide for 2nd. Down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Wow, Brian DeBrick throwing all caution to the wind right now off of 4. Down the front straightaway, Justin Zimmerman continues the lead around the hub of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. Paul White, he's going to live or die trying. Up top, he'll grab some cushion. Down the back straightaway and smash that throttle to the firewall through 3, and he'll send it back up top through 3 and 4. Rim right in the Ark-La-Tex Speedway with reckless abandon tonight. Down the front straightaway, we continue at it. In full song. The brick around the hub of the racetrack trying to stalk the same tire tracks as the one. Zimmerman is using his advantage right now. It'll be 12 laps to go, this time by 8 laps scored. The Lucas Oil Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Series for the first time ever here at the Gene Borders Ark-La-Tex Speedway. The other time we did have sprint cars here was a Cajun Classic event. The racetrack was money that night, and the caution's out as Chase Parson, the Abilene, Texas racer, pulled a, what was that, like 3 or 4? I'm glad you didn't skip your graduation to be here. We're back underway here at Ark-La-Tex. Down the back straightaway, Justin Zimmerman has the race lead in the 1. It will be 11 laps to go, this time by at the flag stand, the 1 of the Temple Texan, the former USAC Silver Crown champion of Paul White, trying to put another win in the history column. And here comes Paul White. Hey, that's Keith's brother, or vice versa. Alpha 4 is, of course, his brother Keith Weiss, the former multi-time IMCA national champion. Captain America, if you will, in the 1. Well, I tell you what, man, this racetrack is sure is money right now because Zimmerman's about to get a rear view full. It won't be much of the rear view much longer when that red number 1 darts out in front. Alpha 4. Here comes Paul White again. Zimmerman's going to feel the pressure now. Says, well, I better get up off this bottom. In the 1 and 2, Zimmerman's going to smash the throttle and says, okay, I got to go and I got to go now. Well, it looked like he may have been playing a little conservative. Now he's going to throw the aggressive mode on. All caution to the wind around the hub of the racetrack. Paul White up top, rolling the outside of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway with reckless abandon right now. You gotta love it. What more do you want, race fans? As Tim McGraw says, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's heating up as he rolls off of 4. Here comes Paul White. He'll take the race lead that time at the line. Paul White's going to take the race lead officially that time at the line. Oh my goodness gracious, and the caution's back out. Goodness gracious. What the Temple Texan can do. The former USAC Silver Crown champ Paul White, who's on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Zimmerman going to slam it back to his inside here on the restart. Here comes Kyle Jones. Oh, and a slight job for the race lead. Zimmerman way up across the nose of Paul White. Wow. Race fans, that is good stuff. And here comes the brick to the inside of Zimmerman. They are close right now, tighter than the top string on the Texas fiddle, folks. What more do you want? Into turn number 3. They are utilizing every single inch of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway to their advantage, and a slider on the nose of the 1 of Paul White. What more do you want, race fans? He'll cross back underneath in 1 and 2 and one slider deserves another. Zimmerman regains the top spot of the midpoint down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's heating up. Once again, this will be 4 laps to go. This time by what more do you want down the front straightaway. Paul White would have had it by about a half a cat's whisker that time at the line. As he rolls off into that high side momentum, it'll work to his advantage, and they'll go being a dead even at the line. Dead even at the midpoint as they rode through 3 and off of turn number 4. A phenomenal race brewing, and Zimmerman's going to regain the top spot this time at the flag stand. Next time by, it's 2 laps to go. It's 2.5 when they hit the midpoint this time down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go the next time by. What an absolute phenomenal race brewing here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway tonight for the first time ever for the Lucas Oil Elite Non-Wing Sprint Cars. Down the front straightaway, Paul White regains the top spot. A lead change, 4 out of the last 5 laps. What more do you want? Down the back straightaway, the white flag is going to be coming out this time by. Nathan Moore has done a phenomenal job putting this series together, and they are putting on a hell of a show tonight here in Vivian, Louisiana. Down the front straightaway, he would have had it by half of a car, or about a half of a nose for the 1 of Paul White. Zimmerman tries it deep into 1 and 2. Final time, down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be, race fans, as they slowly start to edge their way up off their seat? You bought the whole thing, but you only need the edge. Drag racing to the line off of 4. Paul White jumps the cushion, drag racing to it. Zimmerman's going to steal it away. What an absolute phenomenal race tonight in Vivian. What an absolute barn burner. Fantastic. Kyle Jones out of the race car. He finishes 3rd tonight. Wow, that was a good race. I don't care if you may not be a fan of sprint car racing, that may have sold you right there. That was good. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Your Lucas Oil Elite non-wing sprint car winner going to go to Justin Zimmerman from Athens, Texas. Give it up for him, Ark-La-Tex. I'll let you get the head and neck restraint off here, man, and we'll get a word about this one. Sportsmanship here. We'll get a word with Paul White, too. We'll make these as quick as we can.
I'm trying to hurry.
I know. It's okay. You hurried enough on the racetrack. I tell you, Justin, that was an absolute phenomenal race. I don't know from where we're sitting as the fans and from where your vantage point behind the cockpit, that I walked over to Paul and you said that was a lot of fun. Let's walk. I'm sorry. He agreed that was a pretty fun race. It was fun for us where we were sitting, man. It had to be an absolute thrill from where you were.
Man, I hope you guys got your money's worth out of that one. That was fun for me. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Drive safe. I want to thank Nathan for putting this deal together and Lucas Oil, my dad for helping me this evening. Thank you. The track was great. Multiple racing lines, as you guys could see. What am I forgetting?
I figured, like, the race told the story. The race told the story, so I kind of just let you tell us how you felt about it. But I tell you, what were you thinking whenever Paul showed you that outside for the first time? You threw the slider on him with 4 to 5 to go. You threw the slider on him 4 to 5 to go. Did you think you were going to have to do it that way to beat him tonight?
2 to go, I kind of had that feeling. 5 to go, whenever the first guy around me, I was like, okay, I just need to roll quicker. And then once he started going, I actually started pushing myself a little more. It's hard to tell how fast you can go when you're out front. So I think he might have showed it too soon. But it was great racing with him, nice, clean. That's how it should be.
Yeah, y'all swapped the lead like 3 or 4 times in the waning laps there. That was absolutely a thriller from where I was sitting. Like I said, can't thank you guys enough for putting on a great show tonight. I want to give you an opportunity, though, to thank all the folks that do help you out in your race team.
My dad, Brian Shoulders with Cheetah Racing Engines, helps me a lot. Puts together a solid engine. Some of these factory stocks in there as well. But I just want to thank all of Elite, my dad, my wife, my mom. Her parents are in town visiting us, so I want to thank them too.
Great show, man. Thanks for it.
Thank you.
Give it up for folks from Athens. Justin Zimmerman parks it tonight. We'll make this a quick one. Boy, I tell you what, Paul White, he walked over and said it was, that was fun. Was that fun or what?
That was a lot. Even to lose that race, that was a lot of fun. That's what we come out every week to do, just have a bunch of fun.
The slider on you there with a few laps to go, were you thinking, okay, I'm just going to continue to roll it up top and hope for the best when we come to the line?
Yeah, it was one of them deals where I was a little bit committed to there. I couldn't really get off the turn like I needed to on the bottom, and I was just having to run the heck out of it and get around the top and, see what happened. And really and truly, it would have been a real good finish. I kind of slipped up off the top down there in the last turn a little bit, and it kind of broke my momentum and didn't give me a good enough drive out there.
I imagine this is your first time at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. You won a race at Boot Hill. I think this is the first time you've been there in quite some time. Came close to cashing in on another one here in the Ark-La-Tex area. What did you think of the racetrack overall tonight?
Y'all just watched it. Yeah. We ran bottom and top, kind of through the middle and even, through some sliders. And that's what these non-wing sprint cars are all about.
Great show tonight, Paul. Thanks for racing with us.
You bet.
Paul White from Temple, Texas. Second tonight. Kyle Jones. Well, I'm sure you would have been like to sit up there dicing it with those guys. Nonetheless, you were a factor, and you come home with a third tonight.
Yeah, it was a good show. I had enjoyed watching it for sure. But no, yeah, I wanted to be up there. We were first, and it kind of fell off. We got back at it at the end there, but it was a bunch of fun. This is the first time for me to be here, and I love this track. This is a bunch of fun for sure.
Did it live up to the billing?
It did live up to the billing for sure. We need to get more races here for sure.
The folks that help you out in your race team.
Best Deal Services, couldn't do without them. Jeremy and Hale Hefflers, I wouldn't be racing without those guys. They do a lot for me. And Smiley's Racing Products, ARS Shocks, Duck Investments, everybody that gets me to the track, my family, my friends, all that support me. Thank you.
Great to see you here.
Appreciate it.
Kyle Jones, third tonight. As we possibly can and get to the B's and get to the A's. We only have 2 main events to go. Wait, no, 3. The mods, the 4 cylinders, and the factories. The lights are out. Here we go. Hennigan gets a good start. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan going to go at it into 1 and 2. They'll go 3 wide for the race lead momentarily as they head off a 2 down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Down the back straightaway. Into 3. Tony and Lindsay to the inside. They're still 3 wide for the top spot. Oh my goodness, the 7J of Randy Warner just drove into the downtown Shreveport. And the 0 of Frank Collins had nowhere to go. And I don't know if the brake pedal went through. We'll try it one more time. Re-rack the stack with 20 laps to go. Or 20 laps the distance. Here we go. Three wide for the race lead into 1 and 2. Chris Hennigan around the outside of the racetrack has the whole shot. Here comes little John Tuggle down the back straightaway. Tuggle going to sidestep the 89M into turn number 3. Robin's going to continue to roll the hub and roll it well. Off of 4. Oh, McFarland right in front of the field. Wow. How does that happen? How did he keep it together? How long will they hold it together? McFarland loses wholesale spots, loses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots down the back straightaway as Tuggle now sidesteps the 22S as well. Off of 4, Hennigan leads here at Ark-La-Tex. What's new? Three wide here for 5th, or for 4th down the back straightaway. Trying to make it 4 different lanes wide for the top spot into turn number 3. Michael Newman rolling the hub. Or Cody Robbins driving Michael Newman's car. Tony and Lindsay on the outside getting stuck by the 175 of Tuggle as they head off back up into 1. And here comes Scotty Case. Scotty Case has something for Gwinnigan, Chris Hennigan. And Kyle Cummings gets hooked together with a Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. And the caution is going to have to come out on the racetrack. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan takes the green from the front row. We're back underway. Into turn number 3. It will be 13 laps to go this time by here at the Ark-La-Tex Speedway and C-Main number 1. Sean Graham just went over the hill, came back on the speed plant, but his opportunity to go A-Main racing tonight is slimming down. The chances are getting slim for the Triple X Rocket. That car has a lot of significant damage on it. You certainly hate that for Sean Graham, who would have came in here probably ranked number 3 in overall Ark-La-Tex area power rankings with the factory stock division this weekend. Mentioned if I were to compile one, I'd put Justin Whitehead number 1 right now, as he's still been the cream of the crop. Put Bo Perry 2, and I'll put Grant 3. Not a whole lot of debate there. I think most people wouldn't dispute it. So down the front straightaway, Graham's had his share of hard luck so far. Hennigan leads here at Tommy Mercer's number 100 Outlaw Chassis, Southern Roofing, L100. Into turn number 3, the J27 from Calhoun. Got some DuPont shocks applying the dig underneath that Ford-powered J27 of Scotty Case. Case being stalked and hawked here by the 11 out of Karnak, Texas of Travis Bowden. Big Bad Bowden. We've watched his progression in his young racing career really come full throttle here in the last 6 months, or the tail end of the 2017 season, here early on in 2018. Opened up the year with a strong second place finish to Justin Whitehead at Boot Hill. Cody Robbins, a wheel man, Your Honor, no doubt. Driving Michael Newman's 89M tonight. As Little John Tuggle has risen up inside of the top 5. Back in 6th is McFarland, who started this one on the pole. 7th. 7th is Mount Ada's Abernathy in the 4. McFarland just toasted the front stretch wall, and the caution is going to come out. I'm not sure of your eyes because it's about to get wild. With 6 laps remaining, only the top 10 will transfer on to fight another day into the B main. And of course, out of the B, you'll have a chance to start for $1,000 to start on no entry fee here tonight. We're back underway. And once again, race fans, the top 10 do transfer and go to the B main. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Some kind of racing at Ark-La-Tex tonight. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Oh, and Bowden just got ran through by Robbins. And once again, I imagine nothing intentional. I know Robbins would not do that intentionally, but man, sometimes you just run out of real estate, if you will. And, or you call it like you see it. And I tell you what. And Bubba Jones lagging back in the number 21. Certainly wouldn't have been one of the guys you would expect to miss this show, but I think he's going to hang back and let these guys. Nope. Tough break for Bubba Jones. Certainly hate to see that. First start here in 2018, and it ends abruptly into 1. Down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. They're 3 wide back here for 7th. Come on, guys. Hold on to it. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Brett McMillan. I'm telling you, there's no hold barred right now. You are going after it. And you don't care if you make contact because you're trying to get to that B main. But the thing is, you have to have a piece to race in the B main. And I can't imagine. Oh, and Graham got into Howell, but it looked like Howell's car may have already been stepping out. I can't tell. I can't call it, folks. Oh, boy. The majority of all these guys are my good friends, so they're racing hard tonight. That's all you can say. Hennigan leads them into 1 and 2. 007 of Yount around the hub of the racetrack. Little John Tuggle's up to 3rd. Little John Tuggle has meticulously worked his way closer and closer towards the front each and every restart. As this will be 2 laps to go. Hennigan leads out front in the L100 over Case. Tuggle, Graham in 4th. Robbins 5th. They're 3 wide here for 6th. It's Yount, Graham, McFarland, the 36 of Jordan, and the 11 of Bowden's in the 10th and final spot. Come on, guys. Hold it together. Scotty Case loses a spot. Tuggle goes to 2nd. And Robbins going to slide up in front of the nose of the 4-power J27 of Calhoun. Scotty Case. Cody Robbins up to 3rd. They're 3 wide for 4th. Down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4. The checkers are out. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan's going to get the job done. Drag racing to the line between the 36. I think he got it. Father-in-law, how about it? Dean Rasco and Colt 45. Baby, that's all you need. Inside of row number 4, it's Heston Shaw in 12R. Nate Dixon in the Parker Lead Project number 10. T.J. Evans lining up alongside his good friend Kelly Lockey. That's row 5, and we're underway here at Ark-La-Tex. Dalton Faulkner in this one as well. They're 3 wide back there to Faulkner. Took a peek to the inside of the 215 of Evans and the 66 of Wilburn. Throwing his hat into the ring and becoming a player here early. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. This racetrack is absolutely good right now for all sorts of racing. Matter of fact, it's so good I can't keep up with it. In the 3. They are 3 wide for second. Ronald Pilkington in the double deuce to the hub of the racetrack to the inside of the 47. Look out, Rollo. My goodness, you couldn't have slid a piece of paper between that door panel and the right front of that 47 of Earl. They're a 2x2x2 down the back straightaway, nearly all the way to the tail. The only car that doesn't have someone flanked to the outside of him is Ricky Ingles in the 81, who is guaranteed a spot in tonight's show. He'll pilot that number 81 Laser Racing chassis back to the outside of the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. What an absolute racetrack we have right now, folks. I do not want to jinx it. I'm going to go ahead and knock my hands on this wood and say this is what we need to get for the entirety of the 50 lap, 5,000 or 6,000 to win 1,000 to start main event. Is I could do this. I could do this all day. Into 1. Jamie Lowe around the outside of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway, but Ronald Pilkington too much around the hub with the caution flag waves. He was still on top of it, so we appreciate Lane and all his contributions to the great sport of dirt track racing. The lights are out. We'll see what happens here. The 39 of Lowe out front with the race lead. Down the back straightaway. Lowe going to take back the top spot as they head into turn number 3. Dalton Faulkner throws his hat into the ring now. Gives a shot in the shorts of the... Oh, right in front of the field. Jamie Lowe just lost the handle, and Ricky Burke Jr. had absolutely nowhere to go and plows him. That's a Walmart in the Target parking lot. It'll be up to Rollo Pilkington from Marshall to relight the candles and get this party back started off of turn number 4. And he will. We're back underway here at Ark-La-Tex. Tom Earl riding in the second spot on the restart. The 41 of Dylan Alasko and Dean Rasco just lost a lot of traction there on that restart. The Colt 45 car stepped out from underneath him, and he lost 2, 3, 4, 5 spots in the caution flag waves immediately. We'll try it one more time. Pilkington with 4 laps in the book, 16 to go. Tom Earl in the second row. The lights are out. We're back underway. Look at that. They were nearly 5 wide off the exit of 2 as they went down the back straightaway back here for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th spots. Jacob Wilburn is knocking the back bumper off the 215 of TJ Evans. Oh, boy, that's about to get nasty. How did they split that? I do not know. Telling you, the race is so wild I can ask myself a question and then immediately answer it. And still don't know the answer. How about that, huh? Off the 4, down the front straightaway. The 22 of Pilkington still leads. Earl in the 47, the 41 of Alasko rides 3rd. Back into 1 and 2. It'll be the 27 of Dalton Faulkner driving that K-Mo Racing number 27 down the back straightaway, sitting 4th. Then 5th, it's the 215 of Evans. 6th is the Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. And baby, that's all you need. 7th, it's the Who's the 66 of Jacob Wilburn and Flying Ryan Powers, Shirley, and the 55 of Myers right now. I believe that's the top 10. Your top 10 right now, the 55 of Cody Myers in the 10th and final transfer spot. If you're behind him, you better go, and you got to go now as he just take that 9th spot away and put Shirley back to 10th. Look at this race we have going on here for the race lead and all over this Ark-La-Tex Speedway tonight. I'm telling you, this thing is living up to the billing. It is living up to the billing in the dog days of summer right here in the month of May when it was about 102 degrees a day. Here at the top of the boot in northwest Louisiana, right where Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas all meet in the Ark-La-Tex. And Ark-La-Tex's finest, the Marshall Texan, just loses the top spot to the Dallas-Fort Worth area racer, Tom Earl. Earl going to take the race lead. Earl going to get stalked here by the 22 of the Marshall Texan, Ronald Pilkington. He can't get enough done there to get back that race lead, and he sends it back off into 1 to the inside of the 47, but Faulkner becoming a factor here as well as we are halfway in the books. 10 in, 10 laps to go. Josh Ellender to the 50 around, but no harm, no foul. We'll stay clean and green. Here comes Rollo. Back to the inside for the race lead of the 47 of Earl. They make a little bit of slight contact. Rollo back to the inside of them. How about this? They're 2x2. Oh, and the 47 and the 22 made more contact. They're 3 wide for second. 3 wide down the back straightaway. This youngster, Dalton Faulkner, is showing what he is made of tonight. He'll keep it hugged around the hub of the racetrack as they drag race off of 4 to the line. The 41 of Dylan Alasko showing up and showing out as well. This is a lot of fun. You got the best drivers who are represented from all over the great state of Texas. You got the Dallas-Fort Worth area guy. You got the guy from South Texas. You got the one from Central, and you got the one from the Ark-La-Tex, from Marshall. This is good stuff. What more do you want, race fans? 3 wide for the race lead, and here comes Jay Will. Oh, my goodness, dude. This is unbelievable. Oh, and they make contact, the 27, and they hold on to it. A little bit of yelling there. Thought it was about to get nasty. Nonetheless, though, the racing is nasty right now. I feel like we're restrictor plate racing at Daytona. Ronald Pilkington, the man with the plan, out front, in command of this race in the 22. Followed by the KMO Racing number 27 of Dalton Faulkner, who slides up in front of the nose of the 41 of Velasco. And Jacob Wilburn, I'm telling you, 2 laps ago, he came out of nowhere on the low side of the speedway as he went off into 1, but he's faded back and lost some spots. I believe right now on the 10th and final transfer spot, it looks like it is Dean Rasco. And Buttery just took that 10th and final spot away from Dean Rasco. So Buttery has the 10th and final spot right now in the bag. Nope, Buttery's on the outside looking in. The 06 is sitting 11th. That's the 6, of course. Chance Morris is the battle for the race lead, heated back up. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3, this time by. It'll be the white flag out. The final trip around the quarter-mile speed plant here in Vivian. Can Dalton Faulkner wrestle this one away from one of the more dominant factory stock drivers in the region? Into 1. Here comes Faulkner. He'll send it into 1 and 2. He brought his stance with him. Down the back straightaway off of 2. Into turn number 3. Final time into turns 3 and 4. Faulkner going to drive it in a little bit deeper. The 22 of Pilkington washes up the racetrack. They both smash the throttle. The checker flag is waving. Dalton Faulkner's going to steal this one away from Ronald Pilkington. What a race. Ronald Pilkington will grab second to the line. It looked like Buttery just beat the 6 of Morris to the line. Doug Vick Jr., the 5-time track champ, along with Pineville, Louisiana's Joshua Martin. Doug Vick Jr. on the loud pedal a little bit sooner, but we'll see what happens. Not a good start for Josh Martin, but he had a very good race car here Thursday and Friday night. We'll see if he can pick up the slack. But I don't know if any other driver around the Ark-La-Tex knows this particular racetrack better than car 4. Vick Jr. knows his way around this racetrack. He can probably run it blindfolded. And the white flag is out. Josh Martin will have to start 4th tonight if he cannot get up on it. Doug Vick Jr. will start. Tonight he'll start in the 3rd position of the main event, Doug Vick Jr. Up his sleeve here for the 4. We knocked one out, we'll pull in the other. You just wing it. You just got to wing it. Doug Vick Jr. We'll see what he can do. Tommy Williams Jr. on the outside. Here we go. Doug's trying to close that gap and get back to that outside line. Tommy Williams Jr. is not scared, folks. He is on the throttle, on the mat. They're door-to-door down the back straightaway. What more do you want? And the turn number 3, dead even at the line in the 3 and 4. We'll see what happens off of 4. That outside line momentum looks to pay dividends off of 4. Drag racing to the line with the white flag out. The white flag is out into 1. Vick Jr. rolling the hub and rolling it well right to the center of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway. Tommy Williams, about a half of a car length into 3. He tries to go down to the bottom side of the racetrack and shut off the advance of the 4. And it will be enough weight. So Tommy Williams holds him off. That was pretty good. I could do that again. That was pretty solid. I'll give it to him. So now your overall top qualifier on the weekend. We'll go bottom of 1 and 2 each and every time and threw a slide job on the first 2 rows. And he ended up checking out, but he did that each and every time. This car was working flawlessly. He was up at 8:30 yesterday morning. He tried to get me up to help him. Wasn't going to happen. To put in a new motor today, or yesterday, as they go at it. And you have to think about Craig's mindset. He can't start any worse than the outside pole. He might want to start there. But nonetheless, he's going to give all he's got. He'll drive to the bottom of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway and put the heat on. He'll try to throw the slight job. Here comes Craig Oakes. Oh, baby. To the white flag. That's close. You couldn't have slid the Holy Spirit between that right rear quarter panel and the 151. Down the back straightaway, door-to-door for the top spot to find out who sits on the pole for the 6,000 win, 1,000 to start, 5th annual factory stock 50. Off of 4, Oakes pushes up the racetrack, drag race to the line. Tommy Williams wins it. So it's Chad Ewell in the 7JR starting on the pole of this B feature with Jason Sarton to the outside, Jared Laughlin to the 18, Tommy Williams on the 151. So we had to wait on Tommy Williams to hop out of the factory stock and get into the modified. Sure, it wasn't planned that way, but it happens. Kelly Lockey in the 14 just demolished his factory. Denny Ray Jeffroy in the 9J. Chris Green in the 1X, Chase Hatton, and the Thriller Cade Dillard in 97, along with Casey Fallon in the 21D. Watch Dillard hit diamond off the exit of turn number 2. Watch him. He's going to smash the throttle. We got a great battle shaping up here for the race lead. Chad Ewell to the inside of Sarton for the top spot. The Terrell Texan to the outside. Chris Green rolling the hub right there in front of the 97. Dillard will slide up across the nose of the 18 of Laughlin to dispose of him. Into 3, though. Chad Ewell rolling the hub of the racetrack and rolling it well here at Ark-La-Tex tonight. Down the front straightaway. Cade Dillard going to go 3 wide here for the 1X of Chris Green, the 151 of Tommy Williams Jr. Off of the 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes the Mad Hatter, Chase Hatton. Chase Hatton working it well to the outside of the 14 of Lockheed. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Chad Ewell has marched himself away from the competition, and Cade Dillard just broke. Cade Dillard will not go to the main event tonight. Unbelievable. Cade Dillard's 97 S&S Fishing and Rental car just broke. And Mars race car, and that's unfortunate. Just get him a spot into the A, and I promise you he'd have put on a show as he was doing to the B. He was up to 4th. Tough break for the Thriller. But here comes Chase Hatton, the Mad Hatter. Matting the throttle to the floor. Here he comes. The Ingles Racing Performance, number 211 that he very is going to send it up top. He brought the stamps off of 2 down the back straightaway. He'll put it through the firewall. Here comes Chase Hatton again. Into 3 and 4. He'll even the way with the 2 or the 7. Oh, and he'll push up and grab some cushion. Not the way you want to grab it, though. How did he do that? He's still even the way with Chad Ewell and make contact with him. He was not even on the throttle. Down the back straightaway for the final time in the 3. He may win this one by about 5 car lengths if he can carry that momentum through 3 and 4. Off of 4 to the line. Chase Hatton's going to win this race. Off of 4 to the line. Hatton's going to win it by half of a car length or a car length. That was a good one. It doesn't matter if it's a B main, an E main, a D main, or a Z main tonight. They're going to put it all on the line here at Ark. Off of 4. We're going to get underway with your first B main with Scotty Hushelpeck on the front row. Scotty was fast here on Thursday night. Thought that he may have had the quickest lap time overall. Obviously, nonetheless, the pair of laser chassis, the 81 of Uncle Ricky Ingles, as he proved that age ain't nothing but a number. And the 60-year-old was able to guarantee him spot into the main event tonight. But Scotty Hushelpeck, over the first 32 laps of the inaugural 10,000 King of the Hill factory stock event at the Boot Hill Speedway, before rolling a right rear tire off the rim that night. Has been so close to getting a huge victory here in Vivian in the factory stock division. A couple of years ago, of course, finished second here to Justin Whitehead. This is the car, obviously, that Brandon Brown has been competing in, and they're 4 wide back here for fourth as they head down the back straightaway with a top 10 dude go to the main event in this 20-lap affair. Derek Grigsby around the hub. We'll get back to Scotty when we can. The great racing is taking place. Look at this. They're 4 wide back here for transfer. They're 3 wide still down the front straightaway off of 4. Sean Graham, the 175 of Tuggle. Chris Hennigan now taking a peek to the inside of the 12 of Bo Perry. I'm telling you, I usually don't jump so far from one battle to the other. It is just unbelievable right now what we're being treated to here in Vivian. Woo! That was close. James Riddle flirting with disaster there. Had to check the throttle because he nearly got the B1 of Derek Grigsby. As they head off of 2 down the back straightaway. James Riddle using that high side momentum to his advantage and pulls to the outside of the 12 of Bo Perry. Perry tries to fight back to his inside with Chris Hennigan to his inside. They're still 3 wide. Off of 4. That battle shakes out. The 96 of Smitherman in tow. So I've had 3 or 4 folks claim they knew the trivia question, and they all knew the answer, but only the first one here gets the prize. Right now, though, is Scotty Helshelpeg way out front all on his lonesome, followed by the Nightmare, Michael Knighton, who scored the win at the Boot Hill Speedway 1 month ago. 37 of Mickey Steele, the man is still from Pollock, Louisiana, the Outlaw chassis, number 37, rides 3rd and 4th. It's the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Grigsby just nearly lost the handle, and he lost 2 spots. That's how close the competition is here tonight. Just a slight skate of the wheel, and that car is stepping out from underneath him. Opens up the door, and Bo Perry's going to try to go by Grigsby as well. So Chris Hennigan inside of your top 4 now. He gets around the 14 of Riddle. In the 10th and final transfer spot, it appears to be the number 96 of Trey Smitherman from Mansfield, Texas. The 96 of Smitherman, the Moo Crew. The Jambo Barbecue Pit sponsored number 96 Smacker Chassis Allard powered entries in the 10th and final transfer spot at the line. The Club 20 suspension, Hadaway Towing and Collision. Wilson's Automotive Ark-La-Tex Spay and Neuter Clinic number 32 of Brandon Brown's entry. Of course, Neil Kemp drove his number 32 car last year to a victory, and Brandon elects to be the car owner once again this year. It's worked out pretty well for him in this event, as duly noted that Neil Kemp made a final turn pass on the final lap to win 5K at Timberline Speedway last season. Helshelpeg gets the nod this week. Turn to lap time of 17.658 on Thursday night. I believe that was it. If not, it's pretty close. Into 1. Smitherman still has the 10th and final spot right now. It's a log jam, and it's a great battle there from the 12 of Perry, the B1 of Grigsby, the 45 of Blanchard, the former runner-up at the 10,000 win King of the Hill, and the 89M of Cody Robbins driving Michael Newman's entry tonight. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Cody Robbins was initially scheduled to do double duty this weekend, and driving Nathan Moore's Sprinter. Unfortunately, got the call was not be able to do so today, but hey, he's got all his focus in on this factory stock program, and he's making it look good and look well tonight. Flirting all over the tail tank of the B1 of Grigsby. Helshelpeg's being ran down right now. Michael Knighton's able to kick that car just a little bit higher on the racetrack. And at this point, and Robbins just smoked the B1 of Derek Grigsby. Oh my. Cody Robbins. That's a shot to see what happens. It'd be better than a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Lights are out. Here we go. Let's see what happens as a pair of Outlaw chassis go 1 and 2. Mickey still drives it to the bottom of the racetrack and shows the 32 of Scotty Helshelpeg some love. He'll lose that spot. Back to the 96 of the Nightmare, Michael Knighton, and here comes the L100 of Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Off of 4, down the front straightaway, the 32 of Helshelpeg. Still in command here at Ark-La-Tex. The Nightmare, Michael Knighton, has a bad, fast hot rod tonight. They're 3 wide back here with the 45 of Blanchard. Oh, look out, Sean Graham. Going 3 wide there as well around the hub of the racetrack, the 36 of Bobby Jordan. It will be 2 laps to go the next time by. Oh, Mickey still just gave a shot in the shorts. Tell you what, that wasn't just a shot. That was a haymaker to the tail tank of the L100 of Hennigan by Mickey Steele, the Man of Steel. Right now it looks like the 11 of Bowden. Wow, the 11 of Bowden may be in the 10th and final transfer spot. 2 laps to go. Knighton may have something for the win here. Holy smokes. Look at this. They're 3 wide for the 10th and final transfer spot. This is unbelievable. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The white flag is out. All eyes on 10th and final spot. Through 3 and off of 4. Blanchard and Graham makes contact. Oh my. Bowden makes contact. The 96 in trouble as well. The green continues to stay out on the racetrack. The green continues to stay out. 10. Right now the 96 of Smitham in the 10th and final spot. Final time. Oh, Richard Blanchard just lost the handle. He better get on the loud pedal and come now. He'll get into the show. Jeff Hauser out of Crowley, Texas, is going to take the green flag. From turn 4, we're underway, 20 laps. Wow, they're only going to go 3 wide on the start into 1 and 2. Ricky Ingles going 4 wide for the race lead off the exit of 2. Here comes Bubba McEachern. Holy smokes, race fans. Into turn number 3. It's a warm, hot night in May here in Vivian tonight, and we have great racing taking place. What do you do? How do you announce a race when your jaw is dropped all the way to the floor and you're steadily trying to pick it back up? Into turn number 3. Bubba McEachern rising to the occasion with the 7 of Ricky Sessions to the outside. Off of turn number 4. Bubba McEachern going to take over the top spot in 25. McEachern takes over the race lead. In the number 25, Burton Steve Turner's Motorsports entry. Here comes Sessions driving the BMF chassis. Redbone Bodies number 7 down the back straightaway. What an absolute race we have brewing here tonight. As McEachern gets slid there up across his nose, and the 18 of Hauser going to go back by. Interestingly enough, as the green and yellow is on, but we'll stay green right now for the time being. They're 3 wide for the race lead. Dalton Faulkner already a piece of the pie here. He's been a player all night. He'll throw his hat back into the ring and officially become a player again here in this B-main event. The top 10 do go on to the Knights. 1,000 to start. 5th annual factory stock 50 lap main event. I don't know about you folks that are sitting on your seats watching on raceontexas.com at the crib, but if you were here in person, you probably understand what the excitement in my voice, I reckon. But this is unbelievable racing right now. Unbelievable. Be awesome to have my buddy Bill Kitchen up here cutting it up a little bit. As many a Saturday nights were spent here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway with Hook. Off of 4, down the front straightaway, the 18 of the Crowley Texan, Jeff Hauser, has the race lead. And there goes the Walmart in the Target parking lot. Buttery's involved. The 99 of Lawrence goes skating through the infield, catches some air. The 100 of Cook just blazing through. To roll a quickest program as we can, folks. So thank you for hanging out with us to this point. Imagine as soon as we can roll through these, we'll get these A's and we'll be on to our main events. Thank y'all so much for being here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway tonight as Jeff Hauser from Crowley, Texas here on a June night. It just turned to June, and that's where all those damn bugs came from. June bugs are vicious tonight. As they head down the back straightaway, here comes Ricky Ingles on the outside of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. And Faulkner, the meat and the sandwich, if you will. One of the most overturned. Bubba McEachern's got it rolling well again underneath him in the 25, putting that power to spare back to the Ark-La-Tex Speedway Racing Service, and all of a sudden the 51's become a player here. Here comes Broussard, rolling well to the inside of the 7 of Sessions. Sessions fights back to his outside into turn number 3. Ingles in tow to the outside behind Sessions, rolling that middle part of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway, drifting high, wide, and handsome off of 4. It's the 7 up ahead of Sessions, who edges his way back to the line ahead of the 27 of Faulkner. The 81 of Ingles up top. Way up top that time where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. Down the back straightaway, he'll find a big screaming run into turn number 3. Ingles trying to get that outside wound up. Just can't find the clearance around the 7 of Sessions. I believe the 81 has the faster car right now, but just can't quite muster up enough momentum to put the 7 into his hip pocket. He'll have to sidestep him first and then get that clearance because everybody up ahead of him is running the hub, while the 18 of Hauser rolls the middle part of the racetrack and seems to be able to separate himself by about a half a car length to a car length every time. McEachern has driven his way back to second and tries something to the inside of the Crowley-Tex in that time for the race lead. Ricky Ingles now receiving pressure to the inside of Ryan Powers. Ingles going to stay committed up top while everybody's starting to go to the bottom. And a slight job on Ingles. Ingles turns down the hill of the 12 of Ryan Powers, and the caution and green is out. The green and yellow, and the yellow it does wave to officially stop the field. Jeff Hauser has the race lead, and the number 18, the Crowley-Tex, going to lead him to the stripe. The 25 of Young Gun Bubba McEachern in tow. Ricky Sessions, Dalton Faulkner. It's going to heat all the way up here as we're in the waning laps. It'll be 7 laps to go the next time by. Hauser refires as we hit it off into 1. Oh boy, that's a bad deal. That's a log jam there. Come on, guys. Jeff Hauser ready to fire again with 8 laps to go in this B main event for the factory stocks. To find out who's going to go A main racing tonight for the 5th annual 50 lap factory stock 50 for $6 grand to win and $1,000 to start. So what all these guys have on their mind right now is who's going to get the start money. So the Crowley-Tex racer, Jeff Hauser, is ready to take what he feels may be his with 6 laps to go. We'll see what happens as he has Bubba McEachern on his tail take on the restart. We're back underway here at Ark-La-Tex. Back underway into turns number 1 and 2. Hauser in the 18 leads them in command in this one. He's led all but 2 laps of this race. Into turn number 3. Wow. The 10th and final transferee right now is good. Looks like it's Kyle Shirley, the 00. The yellow 00 back there. It looks like he's in the 10th and final transfer spot right now. Side by side for second. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Flying Ryan Powers to the inside of the hero in 25, Bubba McEachern. Ingles is still not budged off that top shelf. Running about midway through the embankment of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway now as he takes a peek there underneath the 27 of Faulkner as Faulkner tries to keep him at bay. Great racing back here, close to the transfer spot, back here in nice to 99 of Lawrence. Not a whole lot of action taking place right at that transfer spot, but nonetheless, one little slip up could be the difference. Shirley still in the 10th and final spot. The white flag's going to come out this time by. This is the difference between starting. Obviously, every position so very important. This is for the outside line in tonight's Factory Stock 50-50 lap main event. Into 1. Bubba McEachern trying to get that second spot back from Ryan Powers. Powers has nothing of it. Tough break for Sessions, who was in the mix early on And final time off of 4 out at Crowley, Texas. It'll be all Jeff Hauser and the 18. Second, we'll go to Ryan Powers. Third, we'll go to Bubba McEachern. Fourth, we'll go to Broussard. Fifth goes to the 81 of Ingalls. Sixth goes to Wilburn. Seventh. Your front-wheel drive four-cylinder main event is underway here from Ark-La-Tex for 15 laps. Here we go. Into one. Black Cat Chris Franks came up short by 1 spot last night to the driver who is trying to contest for that second spot down the back straightaway in the form of the 14 JR from El Dorado, Arkansas, the 17-year-old Michael King Jr. Michael King Jr. started 4th. He's trying for 2nd. He's got it off of 4. The 17-year-old is going to fight for the race lead here and try to sweep the weekend for a $1,400 total payday. Actually got $750 last night for his effort, thanks to Wright's Towing, as they donated $50 or sponsored $50 to the youngest driver inside of the top 3 podium. Okay, anybody else that's sending me messages, just stop now. None of them are really negative. I can't reply to all of them, and I don't plan on it, so y'all have fun. Into 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Black Cat Chris Franks. The roles are reversed from where they were last night here at the racetrack. Chris Franks put the pressure on early of Justin Converse in the C49, who later suffered a disqualification after making contact with the 1HC under caution. And Black Cat was able to hold on after Michael King Jr. took sole command of the top spot and held him at bay. Lap traffic going to become a factor, maybe become a reality here, but Black Cat able to hold him at bay down the back straightaway here in the turn number 3. If Tyler Moore at a Marshall wants to become a factor, he'll need to receive a caution here with 8 laps to go. Chris Frank still leads. Michael King Jr. Michael King Jr., a pair of Chevy Cobalts out front leading the way in this one. The most dominant 4-cylinder driver around the Ark-La-Tex, Justin Converse, nearly 30 wins or over 30 wins for him, has been dominant in a Chevy Cavalier. So imagine if you got the bow tie, this 4-cylinder class has been pretty good to all those guys that sport the bow tie. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Michael King Jr. is closing the gap. Luke Wheat trying to get off the front straightaway if he can. And off of 4. Lap traffic about to become a heavy reality. Oh, man, and the caution's out for Luke Wheat. It's the 17-year-old from El Dorado, Arkansas, Michael King Jr., a pair of Chevy Cobalts. Up front, leading the way here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. We're back underway live on RaceOnTexas.com. Down the front straightaway we go. The 3 wide for second. Here comes the Marshall Texan, Tyler Moore. The youngster who won his first ever race and his first ever start. And Chris McKnight just put it to the inside of him. But here comes Michael King Jr. again. King Jr. trying to pull to the tail tank of that Harley Grace Motorsports Black Cat 1HC driven by Black Cat Chris Frakes. And business is about to pick up. They're 3 wide for third off the exit of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. 3 wide once again. And this is it. 2 to go this time by. 2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 to go. 3 to go. It'll be 2 to go next time. The youngster Michael King Jr. is going to have to get up on the wheel and put a whip to that bad boy here if he wants to steal this win away from Black Cat Chris Franks. They ran a clean race last night. 2 laps to go. 2 to go in turns number 1 and 2. Does he have anything for him? And the 007 of Dustin Yount, not sure what he's doing, but he's going to try to halt the progress of the race, and the white flag's out. We ain't going to do it. Final time. Off of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. To the line. Drag racing to it. Though the roles will be reversed from last night. Checkers out for Black Cat Chris Franks. We'll head down and get a quick word with Chris. It's for raceontexas.com, and so he can thank all the folks that help him out, but we'll make it quick. Getting ready to climb out of the race car here. Finished second last night. Upset by 1 tonight from Texarkana. Driving the Holly Grice sponsored M&M's number 1 HC. It's Black Cat Chris Franks in Victor Lane. Black Cat will make this one quick here, bud. Tell you, last night you come home second. Tonight you go ahead and park this thing in the Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victor Lane. Man, had a good race car. Michael King gave you everything he had.
Man, that Michael King is fast. I hate to tell everybody that he's going to be a heck of a race car driver one day. Heck, he already is. I mean, he's hard to race it with. I felt him right there on me all the time. Hey, I got a race suit on that.
Yeah. I told you, don't wear jeans back here tomorrow.
Oh, I won't ever do that again. But anyhow, I want to thank the good Lord for letting me do this, and thank all y'all fans for coming to watch this race and stay with us. All my friends right here, man, they help me every week. Harley Grice over there. And here he comes right now on the four-wheeler. He's the owner of this race car, and he loves this stuff. And, heck, man, thank you, Zach, for all you do for us, too, buddy.
Oh, great race tonight, man. You and Michael put on a good show. Second and a first, not too bad of a weekend.
Hey, I want to thank the Whitehead family, too. They put a heck of a show on, and Justin and them good people. And, you know, we just do a heck of a job. They do all around the racing community.
I concur with you, man. It's a great race. The racetrack's been awesome tonight. Congratulations to you, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Chris Franks, ladies and gentlemen, in Victor Lane here. As he'll park the 4-cylinder. We'll move on to our final 2 races of the night. And the Farmerville Freight Train, the B-17, is Brandon Ball. The lights are going to go out. Hennigan's going to start 6th tonight. I'm sorry, 3rd, and the lights are out. We're underway. Moses slides in front of the nose of the 16 here on the start. Back up top. Sarton going to send it up top and trying to go 3 wide and look for some momentum off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. And Ball going to go 3 wide here with Dustin Tater Hyde around the hump. 3 wide here for 3rd off the exit of 2 and headed down the back straightaway. Look out. David Winslet lost the handle there in turn number 2. Not sure if he was sent around by contact, but nonetheless, Chris Hennigan out front with a race lead. Hennigan's already captured. Worked his pace. He's going to start the 1,000 start factory stock 50 from inside of the first 8 rows tonight. Hennigan's doing what Chris Hennigan does and looking to live up to his moniker and win again. As Hennigan is gone with the win and executing flawlessly like he does each and every race here in Vivian, Louisiana. Hasn't raced here all season long, though. It has to feel good for Chris to get back here. As they roll off of turn number 4 down to the front straightaway, Dustin Tater Hyde has rose to the occasion like he typically does here at Ark-La-Tex, and he's driven his way up to 2nd. Wasted no time and held no prisoners to go to 2nd. Donnie Powers now putting pressure on the youngster Ty Clampett for the 4th spot down the front straightaway into 1. Chris Hennigan about to put down the one next to Chris Green a lap. And there is a hefty amount of lap traffic up ahead as Lindsey Promise just lost power down the front straightaway. The Little Rock, Arkansas racer in F27. Lindsey Promise losing power, but trying to limp that car around to the pit area. Coming down the racetrack is the 31 and the 6 are going to splitting from the in and outs there, and they do. The caution's going to wave for Lindsey Province out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Of course, his uncle is fast. Eddie rolls second on the restart. We're live on raceontexas.com. All the 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Hennigan going to lead him off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. Donnie Powers rises up to 3rd now. Door to door, Brandon Ball in his limited modified tonight. Rising to the occasion, he'll go to the inside of the 17-year-old Ty Clampett here for 4th. Oh, Mosley still way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon off of 4. Mosley rolling good and rolling well down the front straightaway. He's not going to budge off the top side of the racetrack. He's higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour right now with Snoop Dogg riding shotgun. Down the back straightaway, not paying dividends for him though. Slowing him down. That's what happens when you have Snoop ride with you. Down the front straightaway, Chris Hennigan still leads it. Here comes Tater Hyde. Dustin Tater Hyde trying to throw the heat on him now. Dustin Tater Hyde waited so long to ever get his first ever win here, and he picked up the John Harvey Toyota Ark-La-Tex Championship 3 years ago, and he's got something tonight for Chris Hennigan. The all-time winningest racer at Ark-La-Tex Speedway history, receiving pressure now from Tater Hyde. The Red Lick, Texas racer down the back straightaway off of 2 as they approach turn number 3, hooked up and hugged right around the hub of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway here for this main event. It'll be 8 laps to go, this time by 12 scored here at Ark-La-Tex in your Oklahoma Modified A main event. Into 1 and 2. The 16 of Chris Hennigan now felt the pressure and got in the zone just a little bit more than Chris usually does, and that's not a good thing for Tater. As Hennigan has his sights set on turn number 1 and opens up a gap by about 2 car lengths into 1 and 2. Tater trying to close that gap. Tater Hyde started, I believe, in inside of row 4 in this one. And from 7th to 2nd early on. Donnie Power still riding in 3rd. The 17-year-old Ty Clampett's back in 4th, and 5th it's Mosley out of Little Rock, Arkansas. A great run there for the Farmerville Freight Train. Brandon Ball still inside of the top 10 with racing Jason Ingles to his outside. Ingles has got to be thinking, get out of my house. But Brandon Ball, nonetheless, very impressive tonight in that brand new innovative chassis off of 4. Oh, baby, that was close. Oh, my. Looked like Ball was about to slam the door shut on Ingles there, and that was as close as it gets. You couldn't have fit the Holy Spirit there. Lap traffic may become a factor into reality here. It'll be 3 laps to go the next time by Chris Hennigan meets the front straightaway flag stand. Who's going to park it in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane tonight? It appears it'll be all Chris Hennigan living up to his moniker and win again. Chris Hennigan now sets his sight on lap traffic. Tick-tock goes the race clock down the back straightaway. The sand of the hourglass is ticking away. The 50-lap finale, the 6,000 win, 1,000 to start. A-main for the factory stocks is up next here at Ark-La-Tex. Into turns 1 and 2. Hennigan to the inside of lap traffic. Going to get bottled up there just a little bit here on the final. Well, it's 1.5 laps to go. This time it'll be the white flag out. As Hennigan was held up there for a moment. But he says, I gotta go and I gotta go now. And he's gone. We'll see you later on another dirt track Saturday night, Chris Hennigan says. Because, hey, I'm going to go and do what I do, and I'm going to win again. Here at his home racetrack. He'll row through 3 and 4. One of the most all-time dominant racers and the all-time winningest racer here at Ark-La-Tex. Winning it, Chris Hennigan parks it back in Barksdale Federal Credit Union Victory Lane tonight. Second will go to the gate T of Dustin Tater Hyde. Third will go to the 6 of Donnie Powers from Henderson, Texas. Well, race fans, believe it or not, Chris probably wants me to drag this interview out, even though I'm not, because he's got to hop directly out of this car. He probably wants to catch a few breaths. He's going to have to run 70 consecutive laps here at the racetrack tonight. Not a bad run. And he comes from the final row in his heat race to set himself up for this performance tonight. So again, as I said, the all-time winningest racer in this history of this racetrack. Switching back over to a GRT chassis in the offseason. He's out of the car. Race fans, give it up for Winnigan, Chris Hennigan from Marshall, Texas. Well, Chris told the fans you might actually want me to drag this interview out because you got to run 70 consecutive laps around this thing tonight, man. The Modify was absolutely set on kill, man. It was good from the heat when you unloaded it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was worried about taters, so I just figured I'd stay around to the bottom until I seen a nose or something, then move around.
You feel the pressure there with about 8 to go?
I kind of figured he was there, but I never really felt it. I just knew you can't give tater the bottom, and I felt like I was probably better on the outside, but I wasn't going to give the bottom up to him.
How good did it feel to be back racing a mod here at Ark-La-Tex? I know you love this place.
It feels pretty good. The track got real racy tonight, so we had a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll be back someday.
Well, you might park it here in a minute. Hey, how's that Outlaw? Are you about to hop in this you're going to hop in that thing here in just a minute. How you feel about your chances?
It's going to be tough. It's hard to pass in them cars, and hopefully we can get up there and do the best we can.
Feel pretty good, though. At least you got it to the main event.
Yeah, out of all these cars, yeah, it feels good to make it.
Real quick, I want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in this race team.
Rollo's, Hennigan Construction, J&J Motorsports, Panel Trust, Steve Hertz, CNC Oilfield, Career Search. I'm missing somebody.
You're-
Superior Graphics and Southern Roofing. There's a bunch of people that helps, and my wife and kids.
Can't forget them. Dustin, Brooklyn, they're all here. Heather's here as well. Congratulations to you, Chris.
And J&J Motorsports and brother-in-law.
Don't forget Jody Prince either. And John Riley. Don't forget John Riley. Congratulations to you, Chris Hennigan. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Chris Hennigan lives up to his moniker, and he wins again. But a Longview, Texas, the 60-year-old Ricky Ingalls. He was guaranteed a spot in the show, but the lights are going to go out for 50 laps the entire distance. Who's it going to be tonight, race fans? Tommy Williams Jr. trying to find his way to Barksdale Federal Credit Union victory lane for the first time in his career. The lights are out. We are underway from Ark-La-Tex Speedway in your 50-lap, 5th annual Factory Stock 50. We'll send them off into one for the first time tonight. They're going to go door to door. Oaks knows how important it is for him to jump out to the early race lead here. We'll see what happens as Williams going to have the whole shot down the back straightaway. Doug Vick Jr., a piece of the pie early. The 2011 Cajun Classic winner. They go 3 wide for the race lead off of turn number 4. And Oaks going to slide up in front of the 151, and Doug Vick's there. Doug Vick's there. Louisiana and Texas going to go at it for the top spot. Here comes Doug Vick Jr. Booby on it tonight. And around goes Scotty Husselbeck, and the caution's going to come out here early. And we stay green. No harm, no foul. We stay green. To the top side of 3 and 4. Doug Vick Jr. and Craig Oaks going to race at it for the lead. And the 91's going to lead lap number 2. We got a dandy brewing tonight here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. I can't even make my way back up the steps because it's such a great race going on right now for the top spot. Craig Oaks way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. That time, the 151. And the caution is going to wait for the 96 of the Nightmare, Michael Knighton. Holy smokes. Woo! Tough break for the driver who's 7th overall out of 131 cars after last night. The Nightmare, Michael Knighton, who rolls into the Ark-La-Tex Speedway with a lot of momentum on his behalf, but he will have to go pit side. Not sure if he has a flat, and he'll have to go to the hot pit area, but we'll see if the 96 can make it back. Early on, it's Marshall, Texas racer Craig Oaks, driving the Texas Beef Jerky Best Engine Power Laser Chassis number 91. Oaks looking for his first win here in the factory stock, or the first big crown jewel win of his career. If anybody's been due, it would be Craig Oaks. He drove his way from 22nd to 2nd here, driving Ed Cox's K8 several years ago. Finished 3rd in the Cajun Classic main event 2 years ago behind Jason Ingalls and Justin Whitehead. So it'll be the Marshall Texan, Craig Oaks, who's got his wife Jenny sweating bullets out there. We'll see what happens as Doug Vick Jr. has his girlfriend riding shotgun with him. It's the best place to be. Lights are out. Tommy Williams Jr. in 3rd. Here we go. We're back underway in Vivian. Back underway in the turns 1 and 2. Hats go off to Joshua Martin. Here comes Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Chris Hennigan going to throw his hat into the ring and become a player. Here comes Bobo. Bo Perry. Here comes Bo Perry. He was locked into the show as well as his laser chassis teammate, the 81 of Ingalls, and off of 4. He'll fit it to the outside and go 3 wide there for 4th, 5th, 6th. What a racetrack we have here tonight. Oh my. As they head into 1 and off of 2 down the back straight. The cream of the crop here tonight at Ark-La-Tex Speedway for the 5th annual Factory Stock 50. Of a 4. It's all Craig Oaks out front in the yellow number 91. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Did he just find out something about the racing service and his open wheel modified? Look at Ricky Ingles going 4 wide down the back straightaway off the exit of 2. Joshua Martin way on the outside of that battle, the 18 of the Crown League Texan. There, the Longview Texan of the 81 of Ingles off of 4. They still have room. Uh-oh. Dalton Faulkner nearly ate the concrete, and that is wild. We have one stop down here to the bottom of 1 and 2 that wasn't a part of that mixture, but we do get the caution on the 7 of Cortland Smith, who bought his way into the main event for 1,500 bones that time at the line. So that'll move Chris Hennigan up to 3rd. Well, and the lights are out. Craig Oaks with 45 to go here at Ark-La-Tex Speedway has the race lead. We're back underway. Into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Tommy Williams Jr. He's going to fire one to the inside of the 91, and here comes Winnigan, Chris Hennigan, with the 4th flank to his inside. He's about to have the 12th flank to his outside in the form of the 12 of Bo Perry out of Bossier City. Here comes Mickey Steele. Here comes Wilburn. J. Will into the mix. Where did he come from? I believe he came all the way from a D main tonight. And sliding up in front of the 100 of Hennigan, it's the 4 of Doug Vick Jr. Oh, my goodness gracious. And around goes the Crown League Texan, Jeff Hauser. And we will receive caution. Once again, back-to-back here. Green flag run. He disposed of Hennigan and put him back where he was on that previous restart. And re-emerging is Jeff Hauser. We don't wait on him, though. The light is still out. We're going to get back underway with 6 complete, 44 to go. Back down on the boulevard into 1 and 2. Oh, boy. Jacob Wilburn got a little cattywampus there as they head off a 2 down the back straightaway. Doug Vick put some heat on the race lead, and they went 3 for it. Tommy Williams here to the inside. Here comes Bo Perry now. Bo Perry into the mix in the 12. Boy is heating up off of 4 down the front straightaway. He's got the helmet leaned down and the teeth clenched. The 12 car is rolling to him. But here comes the 91 back on the outside of the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. He'll smash the loud pedal down the back straightaway and even the way with the 4 Doug Vick Jr. We've got an absolute race on our hands tonight here in Vivian, Louisiana. What more do you want, race fans? Off of 4, here comes Doug Vick for the race lead. The pair of Cajuns run 2 and 3 in the red cars, while the 91 of the Texan Craig Oaks is going to send it up top once again down the back straightaway. As we only have 8 laps complete, and they go back high side hustling and stalk the tire tracks of the 91 of Oaks for the top spot. Oaks still in command. Craig Oaks' father, Edward Oaks, was formerly one of the winningest drivers in the history of this racetrack at one point. Edward Oaks won a lot of them here. His son, Craig, equally as talented, has won his share here in Vivian, but has not won here in a factory stock in quite some time. Down the front straightaway off of turn number 4, Oaks still in command in 91, followed by the 4, Doug Vick Jr., the 5-time track champion, and the 2011 winner of the Cajun Classic for $5,000. No stranger to victory lane when the big money's on the line is Doug Vick Jr. He has really been trying hard to get this thing back on the level that he expects out of it week in and week out. He's been winning nearly flawlessly every week in the Pro Mod when Mike Washburn's not parking that thing in Victor Lane at Boot Hill. But something to be said about the experience that Doug Vick Jr. has on these asphalt pull-off slick tires. He has so many years of experience on these tires, while a lot of these guys haven't raced them that often. As down the front straightaway, Williams going to get disposed of as Bossier City's Bo Perry. He's trying to go through his 3rd consecutive win, and in his last 5 starts, if he could pull off even a top 3 tonight, if he were to finish 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, then you'd consider, okay, it's a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then 2 wins his last 2 starts. In the previous race before that was a 3rd, and the previous one before that was a win. Bo has been undoubtedly one of the most consistent factory stock drivers around in that Superior Bar and Grill Lazing Racer chassis house car. It's like a shark with laser beams attached to his head right now. The thing is rolling. He's at the back bumper to the 4 car. Tommy Williams down to the back bumper for him. He's back and forth. Here comes Hennigan still rolling the hub. They're all tucked in around the outside of the racetrack right now, but Williams about to flirt with disaster. He'll go to the bottom with Hennigan in tow. J. Will, Jacob Wilburn, and look at this, Dalton Faulkner. I'm telling you right now, this kid, there's a reason why Kenneth Montgomery saw something in him. And not that Kenny wouldn't help out somebody that may ain't got a whole lot of talent, but he knew this kid has talent. He told me that the first time he came to Timberline. He said, keep your eyes on Dalton Faulkner. And in fact, I did. But the young man would have turned my head regardless if Kenny would have told me anything about him, yay or nay. So I tell you, the kid's pretty dang good. There's no doubt about it. Off of 4, though, this kid's pretty damn good as well. It's Craig Oaks out front with a race lead. The 2nd-generation racer has this one in his hands right now. The 91 receiving pressure. We're all over the Ark-La-Tex Speedway. And we're about to see if Tommy Williams Jr. has that low line working to his advantage now. He is not letting these guys get without a striking distance. He's staying right there. That outside line still carrying the momentum. Here comes Vic Jr. going to dive it to the bottom. He's going to try to slice the nose off the 151 and take that line away. You got to love it. Vic Jr. not complacent. He says, I'm not just going to sit here and follow you, Craig. I already got 1,000 to win tonight. Already got 1,000 to get into the show. That's like a win in itself. And you got to love it. We're 3 wide for the lead momentarily off of 4. Bo Perry. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. Look at this. Here comes the 81 of Ingles. Age ain't nothing but a number, baby. Your overall top qualifier. Going to stalk the car that he knocked off the podium just the other night. As they went 1 and 2 and guaranteed themselves a spot, but they obviously did not need to use it. As here he comes down the front straightaway. Jacob Wilmer getting pointed the black flag. I believe he was pointing at him and not Hennigan. I could be mistaken. As they head down the back straightaway. It'll be this time 20 laps in the books. A regular dirt track Saturday night has been scored. And Craig Oaks would have been your winner as they dime it off the corner down the front straightaway. 30 laps to go, 20 complete. That AMS power plant underneath the hood by Kittler is absolutely screaming around the Ark-La-Tex Speedway right now as Tommy Williams Jr. Unbelievable, man. That low line has actually come to him, and he's able to hold back the challenges from the 4 of Vic Jr. and the 12 of Perry. Right now, Perry trying to make quick work of the 4 of Vic Jr. We'll see if Perry elects to stay, continue to roll the outside of the racetrack. It seems that Ingles is so much better on the top. That white and blue letter number 81. I imagine he'll become a factor in this race as well. The most previous race held here at the racetrack was the Pelican factory stock A main. And the caution's out for Scotty Hushelpeck. I think each and every one of these sponsors for everything they've done to make this great event what it is. And of course, Justin Whitehead for thinking outside the box and deciding to park the steering wheel and be a promoter, and he's done a fantastic job. Can't say enough about what he's done. And we are back underway here at the land of the 3 wide. As they are 3 wide already here on the restart with Hennigan in the meeting of that bun down the back straightaway with the 66 of Jake Wilburn and the 81 of Ingles way up top. And here comes Bo Perry. He says, I'm going to try the hub now. Bo Perry going to roll the bottom off of 4. Look out. Here comes Ingles. Wow. Ingles just got a big screaming run shot out of an absolute cannon there off of 4 down the front straightaway. They're back off of 2. Here comes Ingles in 81. He'll dispose of the 12 of Bo Perry. He'll go to 4th. The 60-year-old Wiley veteran, Ricky Ingles, and Joe Best Motorsports, number 81, Twin City Towing entry. Down the front straightaway, here comes Ingles. Ricky Ingles, boy, could he park this thing tonight for a big victory. He'll look to slide up the racetrack on Vic Jr. He'll leave the clearance for Vic Jr. to go right by. He'll come back up the racetrack. I'm telling you, Papa Ray Ingles won his last race at the age of 73 years old in 2002 at Boot Hill Speedway. And tonight, I don't know what to tell you. I think Ricky's still got quite a few years left in him. He's driving out here like he's a 32-year-old. Look out, Bo Perry just took them both out. Oh, my. Bo Perry, oh, my goodness. Bo Perry drove the car deep into the corner. Anything Doug Vic Jr. is going to pull a rabbit out of the hat here. All right, then. We'll see what Tommy Williams Jr. has. He's got a bad, fast hot rod as well. We are backing away here from Vivian and Josh Martin. Here he comes. How about that? He says, hey, I've been holding on to what I got. Hey, back away from the fence, please. Back away from the fence. Away from the fence, please. Youngster, please get away from the fence during green flag racing for your safety, please. Okay. Please back away from the fence. Please back away from the fence. I don't want a car to hit the wall. Dalton Faulkner coming around to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Please stay away from the fence. Oh, my Lord. Stay away from the fence. Please, somebody tell that young kid to get away from the fence. It makes me nervous. As all get out. Please, get him away from the fence. I mean it. I want to talk about the racetrack, or the racing, not kids getting away from the fence. Can somebody get this kid away from the fence, please? Can somebody get that kid away from the fence? I mean, I guess they can't hear. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk about the racing then because it's great. Into 3 and off of 4. I just don't want anything ridiculous to happen at the racetrack because it can happen. It's dangerous. Thank you very much. Into 1. Off of 2, headed down the back straightaway with 151 of Tommy Williams Jr. Regains the second spot away. As we head off of 4 down the front straightaway, this time with 91 of Oak still out front. And the 151 drifted way up top there off of 4. I know I spent a few seconds there about the child getting away, but it really is that important to me. I've seen some crazy stuff happen. But anyway, y'all get it. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3, the 151 of Tommy Williams Jr., the 4, Doug Vick Jr., the 88 of Martin. I'm telling you, having a career run tonight for Joshua Martin. Down the front straightaway. Got back into this sport. Acquired a car from Chris Kuhn several years ago. And, you know, we thank Chris Kuhn for tuning in tonight, watching in Midland, Texas. But Joshua Martin rolling now, folks. As Chris Hennigan, he's rolling too. Here comes Winnigan. And the 14 of James Riddle. Bubba McEachern inside of the top 7 now. Sitting in the 7th spot is Bubba McEachern from Houghton, Louisiana. Driving the Burton Steve Turner's Motorsports number 25 laser racing chassis with a PTS power plant underneath the hood built by John McLemore. I'll tell you, Oaks is really flirting with it now. He is running that outside line with reckless abandon, and that outside line seems to be the place to be now, as Hennigan's going to continue to roll the hub. And anybody's going to win this race around the bottom side of the racetrack, I probably wouldn't count out Chris Hennigan to get the job done if anybody were to do it. As we have the green-yellow on right now, but the green continues to stay out, and Tommy Williams Jr. is right there on the tail tank of the 91 of Craig Oaks. More of a home race, if you will, for Craig Oaks, as Tommy Williams Jr. has never won here at the Ark-La-Tex Speedway as they roll off of 4. Craig Oaks has been so close here. Finished 3rd. Oh boy. Finished 3rd here in the Cajun Classic. Once he finished 2nd, driving his way from 24th. An Ed Cox K8 car. That was back in 2011. And tonight, he is looking for a pure, flawless weekend. Had he won the first round of heats from 9th, where he finished 2nd in Southern Roofing qualifying round number 1 on Friday night, he won the 2nd round from 5th. He would have had a perfect weekend if he's able to close the deal. And doesn't matter if you win both of your heats, as long as you close and seal the deal for what it's worth for $6 grand tonight. And Tommy Williams Jr. is absolutely going to make him earn it. Never given. These are always earned, especially when you top 130 of the finest factory stock drivers in all of the Mid-South. I'll throw any of these racers right here against some of the best drivers in the country. You can throw I-Stock, any of it. Oaks, if you're just able to watch him drift that 91 car to the top there in the 1 and 2, he almost drifts it and hangs out that left rear as far as he can. And that's when he smashes the loud pedal back through the floorboard. And he's able to separate himself at the line like he does each and every time. Just about enough for a car length between him and the 151 of Williams. But if it comes down to it on the last lap, of course, this race pays $2,000 or $3,000 per second. Oh, and Josh Martin just went over the top. Joshua Martin flirting with disaster. Running that outside with reckless abandon like Oaks was. This wasn't quite as smooth, and the car slipped over the brim there. Tough break for the birthday boy, Josh Martin, but nonetheless, hats go off to him. He drove a flawless race this weekend. Oh, and Riddle just went over the top as well. James Riddle just went over the top. And we may get a caution if he does not resurface, and we'll have a shootout with 9 to go. And we're still waiting on Riddle to resurface. The green-yellow is out. The green-yellow is still out. And here he comes. He resurfaces. We're going to stay green down the back straightaway. Tommy Williams Jr. in stealth mode, stalking the higher tire track. So the 91 of the Marshall Texan Craig Oaks. Well documented that Craig Oaks moved down to Quairo, Texas, near San Antonio, and was racing a lot in South Texas between the I-37 speedways, the South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi, and other racetracks. But Craig has always been a racer, a pure racer, has it in his blood like his father Edward. Was racing limited modifieds for quite some time down there. An express chassis. He also had a Hughes by 89, I believe. But he relocated down to Quairo. It was no surprise that he really came one of the guys to beat down there as well. He moved back here to Shreveport, or the Shreveport area, to Marshall, the Ark-La-Tex, if you will, just a few years ago, 2 years ago now. And of course, he picked up right where he left off before he ever left. So down the front straightaway, a little disposal of the lap traffic for Cortland Smith into 1. Here we go, folks. It's 5 laps to go. 4.5 when he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. 4.5 laps to go now as Oaks meets it. The AMS power plant has its tongue hanging out right now off of 4. Williams is going to have to really get up on the wheel and put the whip to that number 151, but he is there. I mean, he is there. If he wants to make a bonsai move, or if he wants to see what will happen, if he maybe gives Craig a little shot there, of course he's going to have to get there. But it makes you a little bit nervous for Craig Oaks how much he's been hanging that left rear out. And maybe I'm just seeing things that look like maybe a little bit of smoke there from the left tire. Oh boy, the green yellow's out. The green yellow is out, but we're still green. No harm, no foul. They have separated themselves, Williams and the 151 and the 91. This is it, folks. 2 laps to go. Oaks is going to have to drive the most 2 perfect, flawless laps of his racing career right now, because you know that it's coming. You know that it's coming. You know the 151 of Williams is going to throw a slider. He's going to at least try to attempt to throw the pressure on him. And will he throw it at the bottom of 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 coming to the checkers? He's going to have to do it. He's going to let Oaks feel the pressure. Here's the white flag is out. The 5th annual factory stock 50 is in the balance. Last year, Neil Kemp made a final turn pass on the final lap. Will the same be done here tonight with Tommy Williams Jr. in tow? Oaks knows he's got to go, and he goes now. Here comes the slider, or attempted slider. He'll dive it to the bottom in the 3 and 4 with lap traffic up ahead. Oh, my. Through 3 and 4. Oh, Oaks catches a character spot. Oh, my God. Drag race it to the line. He's going to win it anyway. I about freaked out for about 2 seconds and ruined the call of that race. But I thought that maybe we were going to get a caution, and we didn't. But nonetheless, folks, how about it for the Marshall Texan Craig Oaks? I thought that was about to be something out of a book. He's about to burn the house down, I have a feeling. Race fans, you got to give it up for him. The Marshall, Texas racer. The AMS power underneath the hood. Marshall, Texas, underneath the flag stand of Barksdale Frederick Credit Union victory lane. Craig Oaks is burning the house down, rubber's flying all over the place. He's out of the race car. Race fans, his first factory stock crown jewel for Craig Oaks. And his wife is screaming. This is good right here. Craig Oaks, we'll talk about this one real quick, my friend. Yesterday, about 8 o'clock in the morning, you come in there, hey, Zach, you get a hand about the motor anyway. You popped the motor Thursday night in practice. You had to face some adversity this week. You worked all day yesterday to get a motor put in this thing, and you went to the backup motor, if it's a backup motor. But I tell you, what a flawless run for you. 5th the first, or 9th the second in the first round last night. Second round, 5th the first. Set you up for a great run tonight, man. What are your emotions right now?
Man, it's unbelievable. We've been the bridesmaid in so many of these big races throughout Texas. It's the first time we won the big one. It's still unbelievable right this minute.
Man, Tommy Williams stalked you. He hawked you. He stalked your tire tracks, TJ Evans and Victor Lane.
Buddy. Woo! Awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome, man. It don't get no better than this. We worked our butts off for this. Man, give me the mic, Zach. I got so many people I need to thank. My wife, man, she puts in so much work in these race cars. Greg Atwood, he goes above and beyond. Jerry's Texas Jerky, if y'all never had any, go online and order some. It's the best jerky in Texas, I promise you. If you don't like it, I'll buy it back from you. I got to thank Chris Brown and Mike Johnson. They're the ones that put the setup under this car and made it just drive by itself.
Dude, I'm so happy for you. You know, to see your wife come down here, she's so excited. I mean, you've been so close, man. Second, remember the year you were in Ed Cox's car? Came all the way from 22nd to 2nd that year. And 2 years ago, you and Jason Ingles had such a great race there. You finished second that year as well. And I mean, just being so close at the Cajun Classic. I mean, Justin Whitehead's done a phenomenal job putting this race together. I mean, 130 of the best factory stocks around, and you're the cream of the crop this weekend. I know you felt the pressure from Tommy.
Oh, yeah, I felt it every lap. It was a fun race. I actually enjoyed it. I got to thank all the Whiteheads, too, for putting this show on. Justin's stand-up guy. He's always helped me every way he can, and I've never been in an outlaw car. I couldn't ask for a better friend.
Does this make it extra special to win here, a place that your dad's won at a lot over the years and a place that you've obviously won at in the past? But it's been a little while since you parked this thing underneath the flag stand.
Yeah, this is amazing to win here. I love winning at Ark-La-Tex Speedway. This is like the dream track around. This is the boon of our area. We love this place.
What is it, I don't know, anything else going through the mind right now? I mean, you obviously got to feel pretty good about the 10,000 at Boot Hill coming up later in August.
Yeah, we feel really good about it. We've struggled with this car this year, and Chris Brown and Mike Johnson really got us on a rail right now. Man, right now I feel like we're unbeatable.
I want to ask, what did you break on the motor Thursday?
Man, it was a long story, kind of. Raymond Kittler at AMS made it all right, put me a brand new motor in here, and I got to thank him for that also.
Did you ever think that this was possible, though, after that happened on Thursday?
We never give up. We came here to win, and we're going to win.
I respect that so much about you, Craig. Congratulations to you, man. Go celebrate this one. You deserve it.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Give it up for him, folks, out of Marshall, Texas. Craig Oaks parks it. He's your 5th annual Factory Stock 50 champ. Much better of a great racing weekend. We thank y'all so much for choosing this place as your official racing destination. Who you got, Craig?
I got to thank Darty Smith and Cortland. They give me all the fuel and all the tires for this car. Definitely couldn't do without them.
One of the good guys in the sport as well. No doubt about it. Darty Smith. In the heat of the moment, sometimes you can forget. That's a nice trophy there, Craig. I guarantee you, Miss Jill did a phenomenal job throwing that thing together. But again, folks, we thank you so much for choosing Gene Borders Ark-La-Tex Speedway. On behalf of the Whitehead family and all the folks here that made this happen, we thank you. And everybody, please be safe headed home. We'll see you at the next one.